Little gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
It's Harry Chapin's birthday, you know.
Hmm.
Cats in the Cradle, the song no one ever needed to write or sing, or do we ever need to hear again?
No.
Well, that's why you didn't play it.
Yeah. It's Mike Nolan's birthday today.
Oh.
We could have played something to honor Mike Nolan, the singer from Bucks Fizz.
Oh, we do have some Bucks Fizz.
That outfit. It's Barbara Weathers' birthday. Atlantic Star. It's the drummer for Muse, but we play plenty of Muse.
Yeah.
It's Aaron Carter's birthday.
He's coming to town.
What was that boy band he was in?
That's Atlantic Star.
Oh God. What's the boy band Aaron Carter?
Is he a Backstreet?
Boys to Men or
Is
a
he a
Backstreet?
No, he's not a Boys to Men.
He's a Backstreet, I think. Yeah.
Is he a 98 Degrees?
But a really underrated.
This is so bad.
Yeah. A really
Secret Lover? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Enough. But so on this day. Please say that, by the way. I like the way you say it.
Well, it's not on this day. It was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah. But on Yes Day, the lead singer of the Buzzcocks died.
Pete Shelley.
Yeah, Pete Shelley.
An underrated group, I thought. They didn't. Now, my favorite Buzzcock song is Orgasmatic.
Yeah, I didn't have a censored version of that to play.
Yeah. I'm an orgasmatic.
Yeah, it's also, which maybe we should do for potty break, it's Sinead O'Connor's birthday today.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I think that could be a potty break song, perhaps.
What about Bucks Fizz?
Or Bucks Fizz.
We did play Bucks Fizz back in the day. Yeah. It is as the name
I
suggests.
hear talk.
Yep.
Is it very light, frothy, like a glass of Bucks Fizz? Just a very frothy, kind of forgettable sort of music.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but just sort of
Not
forgettable.
great. Yeah.
Just kind of forgettable. It was pleasant for the time.
Piece of candy.
Yeah.
It's no Secret Lovers.
Well, no. But Buzzcocks, my gosh.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it disappeared on the wind. I guess there are probably people out there who, though, if that song comes up, they go, "Oh, I remember what I was doing. I was, I was on a swing in the park with my boyfriend, and the autumn leaves were falling. And
This
I
sounds
thought,
like your
this
memory,
day
Bill.
will never end." It sounds like everybody's memory. It's a memory that's just so not special. Yeah. So anyway, Buzzcocks. Pete Shelley. I have a picture here that came with the story. He was 63, and this was apparently a fairly recent picture of Pete Shelley performing with the Buzzcocks.
We even played some Pete Shelley solo stuff back in the day as well. I'm looking to see if I doubt we have it in here, but all the good stuff that we have is on a compact disc.
What are those?
Yeah, and hidden away somewhere where I don't have access to them, to the compact discs.
Well, you could cause trouble with compact discs.
His friend Tim Burgess, the singer for the Charlatans, said he wrote perfect 3-minute pop songs.
Yeah.
Perfect 3-minute pop songs. What do I get? All right. Hi. It's the end of a long week. Gina here, back for she gets to come back for one day of work before the weekend.
I get to.
Yeah. You get 1 day of work in. No,
yesterday counts. I did an ad for Third Love live yesterday.
It's an ad that they will not accept.
You go talk to HR about that and see if they.
I'm sure they'll
count that.
I'm sure they'll count that as a work day. I'll count that as a work day. I'm sure. Are you okay today? You're feeling okay?
No, I feel crappy. I'm
Still?
better. I'm out of the bathroom.
Are you? You're still trapped in the bathroom of your mind.
I lost 6 pounds.
Hey, way to go!
I was kind of happy about that.
That's mostly germ weight. I think it's mostly germ weight. It's mostly in bacteria. It's mostly in gut flora.
I'm getting ready this morning, and I thought, you know what? I wonder if something good came from this. And I stepped on the scale. I went, yeah.
Oh, 6 pounds of gut flora. Well, good for you. All right, let's officially begin the show after we take care of some massages. We'll take a break. We'll do some messages, and then we'll come back and check-ins. Yes, if you're going to point that finger at me, you better have something to say.
Well, so Diamonds Direct.
Well, don't jump the gun here.
Oh.
I know you were going to try and do a nice segue there.
I was.
But you're gone 2 days and you forget how the show works. We have to say, people, would you like to check in with the Radio from Hell show? Why don't you do that? Call us, 877-602-9696. When we come back, you'll be on the phone. You can check in. Let us know that you're out there, that you're one with us in solidarity against the world, checking in with the Radio from Hell show, letting us know that you want us to do a Radio from Hell show. That's what we need, that little boost right at the beginning of the morning. So call 877-602-9696. Tell us you're out there and tell us in 3 words or less, do you have an absolute truth? What is it?
It's pretty deep.
Do you have an absolute truth? Do you know something to be absolutely true? Of course, Radio from Hell, that's 3 words. You know that's absolutely true.
So
but
the question is what is?
Yeah, what is your absolute
truth?
What is your absolute truth in 3 words or less? 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. Now, point that finger at me and tell me.
So yesterday was when I was home, and I was watching the Fox News.
Yeah.
I don't normally do that.
Yeah.
And because my kid works over there, so I wanted to watch him.
That Fox News. Okay.
I was watching him floor directing, and Big Buddha at Diamonds Direct, and showing off, and they took great pains to say, not just for women at Diamonds Direct.
They did.
They have men's jewelry. I feel like we talk about women's jewelry all the time, but they have men's jewelry.
They do. This copy that Diamonds Direct has provided us, they focus on women's jewelry for Christmas. But they do, of course, have beautiful stuff for men, and men like jewelry for Christmas as well.
Absolutely.
This year, you can get 3 years of 0 interest financing on any holiday purchase for a man or a woman at Diamonds Direct. Pick any item, divide the price by 36, and that's your great low payment. 2018's been a great year. Let her, it says here, or him, know how much you appreciate them with big pair of diamond stud earrings. Or, you could buy 1 diamond stud earring for that man in your life, or perhaps he wants 2. Some men wear 2 diamond stud earrings. Diamond stud earrings, diamond tennis bracelets, and remember, 3 years, 0 interest. Diamonds Direct. They're at 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall. Radio from Hale.
so we flew all Nippon Airlines?
Mm-hmm.
And
you're saying it wrong.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
And how was Nippon Airlines?
You remember when you used to fly and you got a meal?
Yeah.
Maybe two?
Mm-hmm. And you were treated nicely?
You were treated nicely. You got
It was a special experience?
actual silverware. Let me show you.
Yeah.
You have a picture of actual silverware?
No, I've got actual
He's got
silverware.
it with him.
You stole it?
Shh.
Carrie.
They're our allies, Gina.
Yes,
It's okay.
look at that. Actual metal. Can you believe that? All Nippon Airlines right there. A&A on the thing. So and they're little, So,
Yeah.
Cute,
but you could do some damage with this. You could, but they don't have those concerns. This is the theme music for All Nippon Airways.
Is that was playing while
this
you're
is while you're
being
boarding?
seated? Yeah.
While you're boarding, this is
It's lovely.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very nice. So anyway, yeah, it was amazing. Flying was actually pleasant.
And you know why that is? Because those countries, Carrie, are this close to being communist.
Oh, really?
Well,
if that's the case, we could learn from them.
the government subsidizes the airlines quite heavily in most other countries.
How about that? Maybe that's something that should be looked at, because everywhere I went throughout Tokyo and Seoul and Busan, the streets were clean. People had jobs. It was such.
They seemed happy?
They seemed happy. But yeah, I had a wonderful time. Just oh, here it is. And this was
you want to go back?
This
don't
was
you?
this was on a loop, and you know how my earworm is.
Yeah. It stayed with you. Oh, you do. You know it too.
Yes. Because it would not stop. It just kept playing over and over. It's the only unpleasant experience about flying on A&A. It's the only thing.
X96.
All right, 6:18 right now.
And I think it is time to officially begin the Radio from Hell program.
Brought to you by the Downtown Farmers Market, presenting Winter Market Saturdays from 10 to 2 at the Rio Grande Depot. Shop fresh local goods from local purveyors. More details at slcfarmersmarket.org.
You know, today, we'll just call it a new moon. It's a new moon today.
Sure.
It's a new moon. And we'll have a full moon on December 22nd. The moon will rise today, but you won't see it because it's a new moon at 7:48 a.m. Today being Friday. It's the 7th day of December.
Oh.
A day that will live in infamy. Right? December 7th, 1947. A day that will live in infamy. The day that the Japanese launched an attack on Pearl Harbor. And finally, the United States moved into World War II. But as for today, it's the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most moronic radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman, who I noticed is wearing a hearing aid today. Did you notice that?
Oh,
Richie!
Did he start his hearing
I
aid
guess so.
today?
We'll have to
Do
get
you know
him.
what? You pointed at your ear, and I still can't see it.
Yeah,
It's
well,
that invisible.
I know it. I just happened. I was standing next to him in the producer's booth on the side that of the ear that had the aid, and I happened to notice it. But it doesn't look. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't normally notice it. We'll have to see how that's going for him. Dylan Allred, no relation to me, and I say that for his protection, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live if you have a mind to. And who is helping today? Autumn. Autumn is here today helping with the show. All right, so check-ins, 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. It's just to let us kind of know that you're out there and that you want us to do a show. You're there in solidarity with us for as long as we're going to be here. These 4 hours and then maybe beyond, I don't know. We'll see. Monday might start a new day.
Brought to you by X96 Presents the Mac Before Christmas. Mac Warehouse is giving away an iPad every day this week. Just enter to win at x96.com, and each day they'll give away an iPad. Go to x96.com.
So 877-602-9696, in 3 words or less. It's kind of a hard question, but what do you know to be an absolute truth? All right?
All right. Let's begin with Not Prison Micah.
All right. Micah?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Mm-hmm. Do you know something?
My
go ahead.
absolute truth is love, crazy family. We've been trying to explain to our kiddos that at the end of the day, those who have become your family are the only ones there for you sometimes. So be nice to them. So especially in this holiday season, we're trying to get everyone to be nice. That's my truth. I hated my sisters growing up, and now I love them.
Do you have members of your family that are kind of nutty, though?
Beyond bonkers. We're a bunch of type A wannabe overachievers with borderline sociopathic tendencies.
And so it's hard sometimes to love them, but you have to say, family is everything, stick together.
Exactly. We've worked together. We've been in businesses together. We've done everything together, but still we end up there at Sunday dinner at my mom's house.
Oh, my God.
That's good.
Well,
That's good.
Sometimes, see, my family were exactly the opposite. We maintain arm's length with each other, and we get along quite well. Mm-hmm. We really do. We don't. We love each other.
How do you get along quite well if you're never around each other?
Exactly. That's how we do it.
That's how they do it.
We seldom we get together, very seldom, and when we do, we enjoy each other's company a great deal. Thanks, Micah.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. This is Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Lord. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you. Dave, it really is our pleasure.
So the only truth that I have, I think Ben Franklin said it best, the only certainty is death and taxes.
and you know what? And really only death, because you can avoid taxes.
Yeah, Trump
you
is
can't
proof of
avoid
that.
death.
Yeah, Trump
It
has
really
avoided
is just
taxes.
death.
Yeah, your death
It's
is
true.
pretty much. Although I don't know, I have a guy who helps me with what little money I have, and he'll say to me occasionally, now Bill, we got to get all of this stuff in order because when you die, your family and I stop and I say, Tom, stop. You have to don't say when I die. You have to say if I die. If I die, all of this stuff has to be in order. So, all right, Dave, thanks for checking in.
Yep.
We'll see you.
See ya.
Let's go to Mike.
Good morning, ladies and ladies.
Morning, Mike.
I'm going to have to say, was the egg.
One more time?
Your phone is
phone
so
is
bad,
terrible.
or your hands over your thing. I don't know what.
One more time.
Yeah.
Was the egg.
Yeah, no, was the egg.
Was the egg. That's an absolute truth. Was
Which-
Oh,
first, the
chicken or the egg?
Oh.
it
I
was
got
the
it.
egg.
It was the egg.
It was the
Oh,
egg.
It was the egg.
Who laid the egg, though?
Yeah. Where'd the egg come from?
Oh, come on. It was a joke. Come
Oh,
on
okay.
now.
All right, okay.
We're
All right.
overthinking it.
All right, see
We're
you, Mike.
overthinking
Thanks.
it. Our fault.
Bye bye.
It wasn't very funny though, Mike.
All right. Let's see. Teacher's absolute truth. Pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Killen. Corey says, "This shall pass."
This shall pass.
I know nothing.
That's a good one.
Nothing. I know nothing.
Let's check some text. Meg, the manager, being sick sucks.
Yes.
2
Gina.
weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. No voice, coughing,
By
headache.
the way, Meg, I hate the Walgreens.
Why?
I miss the
Why?
Rite Aid so bad.
What is the big difference between the
There's a
Walgreens?
huge difference.
Tell me the huge difference.
They have like half the stuff that Rite Aid had. Half. I can find nothing I need there.
I find exactly the opposite to be true. Walgreens is overflowing with things.
No.
You're going to the wrong one.
Jimmy Martin checking in. His absolute truth is Avengers trailer online. Yes, it did hit about 5 minutes ago.
Huh.
Have you been watching it
I
already?
have not watched it yet. I'm going to watch it during these commercials. All right, Gina, traffic, please.
We've got a crash westbound SR 201 at 7200 West on the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15 at Lehigh Main Street on-ramp. And another crash northbound I-15 milepost 282 in Lehigh. The 3 right lanes are closed there. Crash Redwood Road at 31st South and West Valley. Southbound lanes are closed there, so already some issues this morning. If you see an issue, you can send it to us. Text it to us, 33986. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
You know, I know another absolute truth. Ran Life.
Yes.
Ran Life will help you get an appraisal for your home, a free appraisal, up to $400 credit for if you want to do a refinance. So why would you want to do a refinance? Well, you could pull money out of your home and use it for something nice. Use it for a remodel or to pay off high-interest debt or to pay for Christmas or maybe even go on a little bit of a vacation. Appraised values are up. So Ran Life, here's an example. So they had a client that had over $700 a month. They helped the client save over $700 a month by paying off high-interest credit cards. So you got maybe a lot of credit card debt, okay? Pay it off. You refinance. You use the money to pay off the high credit card debt. Get all your family's expenditures into one low monthly payment on this refinance loan. The interest is low, and you can write off that interest on your taxes. You can't write off the credit card interest. So call Ran Life right now and talk to them about doing this if you own a home and want to refinance. 801-478-4500. That's 801-478-4500, or go to their website, ranlife.com.
All right, 6:32. Yeah, we got big boy news now. Brought to you by.
Get a head start on your holiday shopping with store-wide deals at your local IFA. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
All right. News.
Oh, before I do the news, I have a couple of corrections from yesterday's show. Two corrections. I said that we were talking about George H.W. Bush's record as president, and I said something about him, about his record on AIDS, and that he had done good things about AIDS. That's really not the case at all.
No?
He was not. He was not a good president when it came to talking about AIDS and AIDS funding. As a matter of fact, he ignored the AIDS crisis. He was he did just the opposite. President Bush's tenure was noticeable for its absence of leadership on AIDS, by its opposition to LGBT non-discrimination and rights, and by its capitulation to the anti-gay forces within the Republican Party. That's according to Urvashi Vaid, who led the National Gay Lesbian Task Force from 1989 to 1992. Bush did sign two pieces of legislation in 1990 which addressed the crisis. The American with Disabilities Act, which protected people living with HIV and AIDS from being discriminated against, and the Ryan White Comprehensive AIDS Resources Emergency Act, which provided federal funding for HIV/AIDS treatment, which I remembered. That's what I was commenting on. But other than that, he was not very friendly to the LGBTQ community. And then the other correction that I need to make. That I said something yesterday that was in error. I was talking about my next-door neighbor, Jackie, who is Jewish, and I said, Jackie, and I'd gone to Hanukkah celebration at her house, and I said, Jackie is an Orthodox Jew. That's really not correct. Jackie is an observant Jew. She is very Jewish, and she observes Jewish rites and rituals, but she's not Orthodox. No, she doesn't.
You said that. I was wondering.
Yeah, she doesn't like turn out all the lights in her house and all that stuff. She's very observant of Jewish traditions and customs, but she's not Orthodox. Okay? So, there we go.
Corrections for the Radio from Hell show, brought to you by... No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so, and in the news, I have a story here about your favorite people, Gina. Amel and George Clooney.
Oh, yes.
Amel.
Amal. They're my favorite celebrity super couple.
It's A-M-A-L, Amel.
Amal.
That is an M. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Amal?
Amal.
Amal and George Clooney. And there's a picture here of her and her kids. George Clooney's.
Aww.
And I got to say that. It says they're stylish, yes, but they're not very pleasant looking, at least the one on our left.
What's with the
right.
boy's? Yeah, the boy's face.
He's not a very pleasant looking kid.
He's got a scowl.
Alexander.
Yeah, well, the paparazzi are hounding him.
Oh, so
Give him a break.
he's learned from Dad to hate the paparazzi from a young age.
But that kid, I think, even not scowling, that's not a very pleasant-looking child.
Don't put that on him.
Go to x96.com/live to see
The point of the story was, it says, George Clooney's one-year-old son, Alexander, made a rare public appearance alongside his twin sister, Ella, on Thursday morning, and the youngster is already a mini-me of his famous father. Mom, Amal Clooney, emerged from the Four Seasons Hotel in Midtown, where most of the common people go.
Yeah.
With the adorable youngsters tucked under each arm, Alexander spotted a hip, hooded black jacket, while Ella wore a cozy white knit hat and shawl. Now, she looks perfectly pleasant and lovely, but that kid, he's got a sourpuss. Both tots were also decked out in denim jeans, Adidas sneakers, and accessorized with matching teddy bears.
Very cute.
Yeah.
You give him a break.
As winter inversion sets in here in Utah, and it's starting to.
Yep.
The air is starting to suck, and
there's no end till next Wednesday,
next week,
maybe.
Yeah. Thursday was a moderate air quality day as Utah's winter inversion began to creep in. The State Division of Air Quality called for Utahns not to burn solid fuel, your wood-burning stoves and the like. And the division asked residents to reduce or stop open burning and limit vehicle use by consolidating trips. And please don't sit in your car and let it idle. Shut it off. I go to the red.
That's what people say.
Yeah, I go to the red hanger cleaners, and I pick up drop off and I pick up cleaning, and it's a drive-through. And I pull up to the drive-through, and I shut off my car. And they come out and they say, yes, and I say, the bag is in the back, and they open the car bar, and they take out the bag, and they say, and then I start my car up and I drive away. And then when I go pick up the stuff, it takes a little bit longer for them. They have and I shut my car off and I wait for them to find all of my stuff and take my credit card. And it's a small thing.
But if we all do it, it'll help.
But just do it. Shut off your car. Shut it off.
Or try not driving as much. Trip chaining and.
Governor Herbert has announced that he will find somewhere in his budget funding for $100 million to try and address air quality.
Somebody asked the governor about our surplus that we have again this year.
There's a $100 million surplus in the budget, and
But again, that's just his proposed budget.
Yeah.
The legislature could go in and completely hug it up.
Yeah. Listen, a Utah bobcat, now known as Mr. Murder Britches,
great name,
is rapidly gaining notoriety on social media as a video circulated of Mr. Murder Britches snarling and swiping at wildlife officers who try to free him from a cage near Canaraville, Utah. Mr. Murder Britches was killing chickens in Canaraville because, that's what bobcats do. So wildlife officers moved him out of town. This week, the Center for Biological Diversity re-released the video with subtitles translating Mr. Murder Britches' growls and snarls. I got you, boy, Mr. Murder Britches is translated as saying as he swiped at an officer who replied, don't you get me? Watch these wildlife officials struggle to stay alive, the center tweeted. Division of Wildlife spokesman Mark Hadley said the bobcat was released not all that far from town. He was taken out far enough where we don't think he'll come back into the town again. The internet, however, won't soon forget Mr. Murder Britches. Mr. Murder Britches, I have found my patrons, tweeted author Jenny Lawson. The aggressive and sassy subtitles resonated with a lot of people on Twitter. Yet Central Utah got its viral video with a mean bobcat.
He's kind of cute.
Yeah, and he's plenty mean, which I like. I like bobcats. You can rejoice, lettuce eaters. If you got him there.
There he goes. This is them trying to get him out of the cage, and
yeah,
he's none too happy about that. He wants to stay in the cage with whatever dead thing he has there.
Yeah, that's mine. Leave me in there. Leave me alone. If they leave the cage open and go away, he'll eventually. Yeah. Get it.
It's a dead rat or something.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Well, he wants it. It's.
Yeah,
he's
not getting out of the cage. He's going to sit and eat his rat.
Yeah. If you like lettuce, Utah officials say that they're now mostly confident that
not good enough for me.
You can buy romaine lettuce
Not
again.
good enough.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration cautioned people last week to only purchase and consume romaine lettuce labeled as being from non-contaminated areas. Utah Department of Agriculture food spokesman Jack Wilbur said, consumers in Utah can now be, quote, fairly confident that all lettuce they purchase is safe from the recent E. coli outbreak. It took place at the very end of the growing season in the Central Coast region of California, and then product was pulled from the shelves really immediately. And our folks here in Utah did a great job of complying with the FDA request. When I read that story, I went to the store that afternoon, and there was romaine lettuce in all of the stores I went
really?
to. Yeah. I didn't see anybody pulling it that day. I think they did the next day, but
Well, they probably had to get permission from the manager.
Yeah. So Donald Trump apparently there were two women who are illegal immigrants claimed that they were subjected to abuse and threats while working at President Trump's exclusive golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey. And they want authorities to investigate the allegations. Now, there's no indication that Trump knew about this, but they did work for Bedminster Golf Course. The domestic employees, one who still works at the club, said that they served directly for the Trump family and were repeatedly harassed by their supervisors, their superiors, due to their immigration status. In other words, they said,
don't say anything.
We know that you're illegals, and so don't say anything, and we'll do with you as we like. While working at Donald Trump's estates in Bedminster and interacting with the president and his immediate family, my clients, well, this attorney said with the president and his family,
Okay.
my clients and others were repeatedly subjected to abuse and called racial epithets and threatened with deportation, immigration lawyer Annabelle Romero said in a statement. Ironically, the threats often came from the same supervisor who had employed them, despite knowing their undocumented status and even provided them with forged documents. The New York Times identified the women as Victorina Morales, who came to the U.S. illegally back in 1999, and Sandra Diaz, a native of Costa Rica, who was undocumented when she worked there between 2010 and 2013. Morales expects to be fired from her job, and she said she has cleaned President Trump's golf trophies and his underwear.
Yeah. How about clean the golf trophies with his underwear? Has she done that?
She doesn't say that, Gina. She claims that the staff routinely mocked her nationality despite hiring her as being undocumented. William Barr is Donald Trump's pick to be, or his top candidate to replace Jeff Sessions as head of the Justice Department. Barr, a Republican lawyer who served in the post already from 1991 to 93 under George H.W. Bush, is the favorite candidate of a number of Trump administration officials. Apparently, the president went to George H.W. Bush's funeral to troll for a new attorney general, because I think Barr was at the funeral, I believe. Also, he's picked someone to replace Nikki Haley. Let's see, do I have that story here? Oh,
She's a former ABC and Fox and Friends anchor.
Yeah.
She's blonde.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Now, she currently works in the State Department. She does have a position there, and people who have worked with her in news say she's a perfectly competent person. You know, she's not stupid. She's a good news reporter, but she doesn't really have much experience at being a diplomat.
She's the one that I think it was on D-Day. She was talking about our relationship with, or I should find that. Our relationship with the Germans is good, and she referenced D-Day as part of it.
Oh, was that her?
Yeah.
Oh, good
I don't
choice.
remember the exact quote, but it was.
Choice.
It's not showing a lot of knowledge about
history.
Yeah.
California has become the first state in the nation to require homes built in 2020 and later to be solar powered.
Nice.
To a smattering of applause.
Why only a smattering?
Oh boy. The California Building Standards Commission voted unanimously to add energy standards approved last May by another panel to the state building code. Two commissioners and several public speakers lauded the new code as a historic undertaking and a model for the nation. These provisions really are historic and will be a beacon of light, and I don't think they intended that as a pun, for the rest of the country, said Kent Sasaki, a structural engineer and one of 6 commissioners voting for the new energy code. The new provisions are expected to dramatically boost the number of rooftop solar panels in California. Last year, builders took out permits for more than 115,000 new homes, almost half of them for single-family homes. See, we need to do stuff like this, drastic moves like this, and if we started moving the country in this direction more dramatically, I mean, it's a radical shift, and it's a difficult shift. But if we started doing it,
you have to mandate it, though. If you wait for people to do the right thing,
or try doing it on their own,
you've got to mandate something.
If you start trying to do it piecemeal by people doing it on their own.
Are the tax breaks still, or rebates still in effect? Because that
in California,
well, in California and here, really. But
yeah, they are here.
I know that was a motivation for a lot of people here.
Energy officials say in California the provisions will add $10,000 to the cost of building a single-family home. But
you have to figure it saves over time.
Those costs would be offset by lower utility bills over the 30-year lifespan of the solar panels. So,
all right. Sports weather traffic.
Brought to you by Winter is here, and Big O Tires wants you to be safe on the roads this season. Stop in for new snow tires starting at just $49.95 each. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Well, Jazz won last night over Houston 118-91. And not only that, but Donovan Mitchell had to get an excuse letter written by the Miller family. Please excuse Donovan Mitchell from jury duty. They actually had to write his boss.
Yeah, well.
Which I don't, would our boss, if we had jury duty, would our boss write a letter to the court saying, I'm sorry, Radio from Hell is not available for jury duty during this important rating period?
No, you would have to go be on jury duty.
But Donovan Mitchell gets a letter.
Because he's Donovan Mitchell.
This says that because they asked him during January, and they said, could you move that to the summertime when it's not basketball season? But I hope Donovan gets to serve jury duty sometime in the summer. That's sports. Weather. Bill already kind of touched on the air, which weather is air, at least for the next week or so. Bad air, smog is, it's actually foggy this morning in some spots, so take that into account when you're driving this morning. And please don't idle your car if you can help it, because there is no new storm to blow any of this out. It looks like until next Wednesday. And it's pretty chilly, 31 for a high today. Crash westbound SR 201 7200 west, right shoulder being affected there. Crash northbound I-15 at Lehigh Main Street on-ramp. Crash northbound I-15, this is another one in Lehigh. 3 right lanes are closed at milepost 282. Crash Redwood Road 31st South in West Valley. That's traffic.
Thank you very much. So how about a report from the bathroom?
So I sent you guys a text 2 days ago that said, I'm not coming in tomorrow. I can't leave the bathroom.
I can't leave the bathroom. That's basically what you said.
I thought that meant you were trapped in there somehow.
Yeah, I thought you were locked in and the doorknob broke or something.
Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you how disappointed I am in you guys.
What?
Why is that?
I sent a group text.
Yes.
I'm sick. I won't be in tomorrow.
I actually did not see it until the next morning sometime.
That does not give you a pass.
Why is that?
Sent you a text. I'm sick. I'm not coming in. I hear from Richie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Hope you feel better. Next day. Sorry. I'm still not doing well. I'm not going to be in again.
Mm-hmm.
I hear from Richie. Sorry. I hope you feel better. Not a word from either. It would take you 2 seconds to write, sorry you're not feeling well.
Well,
hope you feel better. Just nothing. I got radio silence from both of you.
Richie was speaking on our behalf.
No, he did. No.
Sure.
No.
He was.
Oh, so you had a conversation about, we should let Gina know we hope she feels better.
We've been working with Richie for so long that we don't even need to have these conversations.
BS.
He knows exactly
how
to respond.
Carrie, I want you to think very hard about what you're giving me permission to do. I think the better choice might be for you to just say sorry rather than that I speak for you or Bill.
Yeah.
The week before, Bill, in a meeting, my tummy hurts. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to Bassem Youssef tonight. He sent me the text. I wrote him back, it's too bad, Bill. I hope you feel better. Why don't you take tomorrow off and rest? I get butt kiss from you guys. So thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, you've made me feel really bad about that.
You're Kevin Harting this.
What?
You owe me an apology.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You owe me a sincere apology.
Okay, I'm sincerely sorry.
So I was mad at you for that.
Okay.
Then I'm so sick. Have you ever been this sick where you're like, okay, I'm just going to sit on the couch and scroll through my phone, looking at...
No.
The movement of scrolling through my phone was making me nauseated. Like that. Yeah. I couldn't even look at my phone. So I'm like, great, I can't do that. So, yeah. So I thought, okay, I'll watch a movie, but I don't want to watch a new movie that I have to pay attention to. I'm going to watch, it's comfort food for movies.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to my standby is Julia Roberts, of course.
Of course.
So I'm watching Notting Hill.
God God, talk about making you sick.
And damn it if I am not distracted the whole time by the pulsing vein in her forehead that I never noticed before until you pointed it out to me. And now it's
Gina,
all I see when I look at her.
Allow me once again, to sincerely apologize for doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sincerely sorry.
I couldn't even be home watching Notting Hill.
I'm sincerely sorry that you think you deserve an apology.
Pulsing. She does, right?
I know.
If I were doing hair and makeup for her movies, I would make sure she always had bangs or a hat.
I would make sure she's not going to have an aneurysm.
It's distracting.
I know.
And I never noticed it before. I enjoyed Julia Roberts for years.
What's Notting Hill about?
Well,
it's about a woman with a big pulsing vein in the middle of her forehead.
Can you give me the elevator pitch?
Julia Roberts is a movie star.
Okay.
And Hugh Grant is just a regular person that owns a bookstore in Notting Hill.
And they date.
And they happen upon each other. And it's so hard because she's a movie star and he's just a regular person.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a relatable film. All right.
That's why she likes it.
Yeah. It's a love story. So, but I lost 6 pounds, so that's the good news.
6 pounds of germ weight.
Of germ weight?
6 pounds in germ weight.
Did you go to the doctor to find out what the...
No, I mean, it's either food poisoning or a virus, and I think it's a virus because food poisoning is usually just quick. Like
nobody else in the house got it?
Nobody else is sick. At least I haven't heard from anybody this morning. I'm waiting for that. But I had to get better in time for girls' shopping weekend, which is this weekend.
Yeah. Don't you wish you could have gotten sick for that?
I got a text message from Julia Roberts. She wants an apology for that insensitive comment about her pulsating vein.
Bill owes her an apology.
Okay, Ms. Roberts, I'm sorry.
I think they wants it from Gina.
I apologize. You should be able to overlook that.
I wish I could. I mean, I did.
If you were really a fan,
you'd power through it.
So then I watched just a little bit of Aaron Brockovich, and the vein is not as prominent.
Brockovich.
In Aaron Brockovich.
Okay.
Well, good. Maybe she has a better makeup person for that show.
That was her Academy Award-winning role.
Oh, that's the one she wears the push-up bra in.
Yes.
That's why she won the Academy Award?
No.
Brockovich?
She was a good actress in it.
Oh. Okay.
That's usually what you win the award for. If they gave awards for push-up bras,
sometimes it's for acting and a push-up bra.
No.
Julia Roberts texting me again saying, "Don't Kevin Hart this, Gina." Okay. All right. Okay, there it is.
Lots of people texting in. All lanes blocked. Redwood Road, 31st South. Had to find a different route. That's coming in from a couple of different people. Accident 70th South under I-15 affecting the left lane. People trying to get on northbound I-15. Thank you. Those people sent those in via text at 33986.
All right. Thank you. Big O Tires.
The team you trust. You know, snow tires are important. Now, it's very cold, and I didn't know this until Big O Tires sent us this ad that... by the way, snow tires at Big O Tires starting at just $49.95 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So snow tires have different kind of rubber, and it when it gets very cold, the rubber in snow tires does not harden up. It stays soft and malleable, and that's why with the tread and the softer rubber, it grips the road better for snow tires. So you can get snow tires at Big O Tires right now for $49.95, starting at $49.95, and you can get great financing also. They have very flexible financing. They even have no credit needed financing at Big O Tires. So it's probably one located near you. You go to one I know on
33rd.
33rd. You go
Across
to one
from
on
the comic book
Highland.
store.
Highland. I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple. They're locally owned and operated. Go to bigotires.com. You'll find a store near you.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb. I was born in Utah, and I grew up listening to alternative music in Utah.
complete sports, weather, and traffic on X96, Radio from Hell.
Is it sponsored, Gina?
Oh, I found the perfect one. Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, pickles imported from New York City, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights, 20th East, 27th South. For more information, go to feldmansdeli.com.
I might go get me a sloppy Joe tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love me some Feldman's.
Yes, indeed. All right, it's time for the Travel Brigade. Kathleen and Jeff are here in the studio, and they are going to talk about traveling here and there, or actually giving back when you travel. I don't understand this topic at all, so I'll just let them take it away.
That's because you don't give back, Bill.
I do give back,
and gives.
But I don't know as I give
He's
back
a
when
giver.
I don't know as I give back when I travel. So.
Well, we're going to tell you all about it.
All right. It's the most wonderful time of the year. All the Scrooges, the Grinches, the Carries, Bills, and Ginas. Their hearts are otherwise cold and cruel the other 11 months of the year, but they melt in December and reach out to help others. We know Broadway Media is going to be doing the Road Home broadcast soon. And wanted to let your listeners know about opportunities where you can combine volunteering and service with your love of travel. We've got a couple of local groups that are doing this that we wanted to highlight. As always, we'll have links at x96.com. Should also note that we brought along our own Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice, New Year's gift for the listeners. It's an Olympia Apache 21-inch carry-on spinner. I believe it has
piece of luggage, right?
Something about
to some people, a spinner means a fishing lure.
Well, okay, yeah. This is
no,
you can
we don't fish.
Spin it on its four wheels. I think it's got four-wheel drive even. It's retails at $140, and I guess we're going to give it away based on your listening abilities.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So we're going to talk about our first group, and we try to keep this local. So I just want to kind of mention you can get on the internet and find a bunch of places that do volunteerism and things. The State Department has places they recommend. There's different ways to do it. So we wanted to keep it local because there's a couple of local people that are here that are really kind of going out of their way. You've got that local connection. So the first place that I want to talk about, it's a group called Families Helping Families. This group is really cool. They build homes and lots of other things in the community in Mexico in Rocky Point, which is about
Puerto Penasco.
That is correct.
I've been there.
Yes. It's about an hour south of the Arizona border. It's a beautiful beach right on the Baja on the east side.
There.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. But what's cool about it is they actually do an annual, what we call, not alternative spring break, but an alternative Christmas break. And you can go down there and help build schools. They built a community center. They've built a dental clinic, a prosthetic clinic, 3 schools. And they've actually done 85 homes so far for the local community. And we happen to be friends with Jared and Marsha Parker, who are one of the original put this together. He is.
We're proud to call them friends. We don't know how they feel.
I don't know that they call us friends.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
people.
they're really great. And but it's just such a great experience where you're giving back instead of sitting there opening your
That's
presents.
really nice because that's a nice community, and the people that we met in Puerto Penasco, just the people who live there, they're really nice people.
Yeah, and the whole infrastructure there. I mean, Jeff is going to talk a little bit about it, but you can sign up whether you're single, a whole family, a couple, whatever you want. But you can learn more about them, particularly at fhfmexico.org. Or Jared loves to chat about this. He actually told me, or his wife, I don't know if Jared told me this, but his wife said to have him call Jared. Jared's number is 801-860-8686, and he apparently gets calls every day about this. The best thing is they do an annual trip, but they still have room for this Christmas. So if you're still looking to do it, that if you want to get on this, you can still do it.
And they do several trips throughout the year, and when you sign up, you pay a fee, and that goes directly into the supplies for the buildings. And then
do they drive down?
So there's lots of different ways. They now Jared and Marshall a lot of times will fly to Phoenix, and then they have a car there. And they go back and forth. If they get a big group together, sometimes they bus from Phoenix. Sometimes people drive down because it's just a few hours. Well, an hour from the border, closest to Phoenix. So
I think it took us about 4 hours to drive from.
Well,
Phoenix
from Phoenix it's about 4 hours, correct? But to the border of Mexico, I mean the border of Arizona, it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
And they also have been doing this for many years. Have not everybody knows Jared and Marcia down there. And what's really interesting is that they actually take some of that money too and hire locals. So when the volunteers aren't there, and let's say that they're working on a house or a structure, the volunteers might come roof it, or they work with like a Christmas box house with foster kids down there.
Nice.
So year round, they've got people from that money too. So it's also sustainable. So you're also actually doing something to create a self-sustaining environment. So
yeah, and apart from that fee, you pay separately to stay at the resort there.
And they'll get you owner's rates.
They'll get you owner's rates, and so you can stay there and do that. And we've also known several college students who they go back again and again and again.
It's a really friendly community. Just the Mexican people who live in that community are very friendly. Just great people.
And I just wanted to mention too, before we get to our next place, that both of these places are connected to Rotary International. There's some people right there that are building there at Rocky Point.
Go to x96.com/live.
And Rotary International sponsors a lot of programs, but both these programs are working with Rotary. And if you are a younger college student, Rotarac is, there's Jared and Marcia right there in the building their houses. Rotarac is something that you can look for in college. And so the next program we want to talk to you about is Youth Link.
Yeah, and we found out about this last year when our daughter did a trip to Cambodia through Utah State. And they do a lot of college credit geared programs, but they also do a lot. You don't have to be a college student or anything to go on these trips. She ended up at this small village in Cambodia working at a school on a public health project, and had an experience you could not otherwise have because she's working with these local kids and getting to know them.
And they're located in Sugar House. I mean, this
heard
is what's
some
cool
high
about
school kids have gone to
yes,
that too.
Youth Link is high school. They do a big college thing. They actually do it like 800 adults that do mentoring.
Wow.
So I mean, there's a big, huge. They do obviously have a huge presence in the universities because they can do credit. But I mean, it's really cool. And this year, so they have a bunch of trips already planned. And again, this is a local company that's here, started by a mother and a daughter.
Yeah. And also, if you want to get involved as an adult mentor, they've got 800 adult mentors here on the Wasatch Front.
Yeah. So this is great. This is a way you can travel and also do nice work as well.
So Youth Link, I just want to mention, have trips this year going to Cambodia, Guatemala, Kenya, Nepal, Peru, Thailand, and Fiji. So they already have those up and running. So if you have any questions, you can go to Youth Link, and that's LINC as in link. That's not spelled quite. So youthlink.org. And there is something really cool that, I mean, there's one thing when you travel and you go to, the popular things. It's another thing when you immerse yourself in the culture and the people and you're giving back. It's just a totally different experience. And because it's the holiday season, we just wanted people to know that these opportunities are out there. Jared and Marcia have like a group of people that just go every year, and that's what they do for Christmas. They don't do presents, or they don't do whatever. They take their Christmas money or holiday money and do something like this. So it's really cool.
All right. That's excellent. Travel Brigade, this stuff will be up at travelbrigade.com. You can find links at x96.com. And a piece of luggage is now available to someone for free. Who's listening to this right now. If you can win it, if you call 877-602-9696. We talked about that little village, well, it's not a village really, it's a town. It's a pretty metropolitan, although small town in Mexico. It's called Puerto Penasco, or what is its American translated name?
But people call it Rocky Point.
That was the answer to the question.
Oh, I thought you were asking me. Oh, I won the luggage!
Way to go.
Oh, my God.
You win the luggage.
Oh, my God.
Well, let's fall back to caller number 20.
Caller number 20 will win the piece of luggage that
Bill,
they
don't
bought.
look at me with those sexy eyes. See, I got this. What? And I was trying to help you.
Yeah, all right.
So sorry.
That's okay. Caller number 20 will get the luggage.
And we want to wish everybody safe travels for the holidays and this special time of year when you get where you're going.
All right.
You have to deal with your family.
All right. Thanks, you guys.
All right. We got bonus round 1 coming up, and I don't know what order they're in.
Well, let's do some traffic, and then maybe you can figure it out.
Well.
Horrific accident, 31st South, Redwood Road. A car is in 3 different pieces.
Wow.
One person dead, one person seriously hurt. The intersection is blocked in all directions. Avoid that area. I've heard from...
So where is it again?
31st South, Redwood Road. I've heard from lots of friends of the program that were stuck in that. Avoid that area. Bumper-to-bumper traffic in Lehigh, Maine, northbound I-15. 2 different accidents are causing issues in Lehigh. Excuse me. car upside down, northbound I-15, just a mile north of Lehigh Main Street. There's a 2-mile backup there. And someone else saying northbound Lehigh Main stopped, all lanes of traffic there. Big issues this morning so far. If you see something, text it to us, 33986.
Well, I don't see the Boehner candidates on our website yet. So I'll just say what the titles are. And
refresh again. Maybe they're there by now.
I just did, but I'll do it one more time.
That's what I'm hearing from the producers.
One more to refresh there, and
they're coming up.
Oh, there they are.
Okay.
They just appeared, and there they are. Boehner candidate number 1, Kevin Hart and the Academy. Boehner candidate number 2, I think Ms. Ginzinger is off her meds. And Boehner candidate number 3, sorry, rules is rules. Now push.
All right, we got round 1 of your boners, big boy news, all coming up. Stand by for that. First, it's the Gray Whale Entertainment Report. Friday is the international release day for all music, so that means there's new music, movies, games, records, and more to pick up at a locally owned and operated Gray Whale location near you. Coldplay, the Butterfly Package Live, is available today. Cold War Kids, their new one, This Will All Blow Over With Time, is the name of the album. And This Mortal Coil has their new one out, It'll End in Tears, Filigree, and Shadow. The Blood LP reissues. Bauhaus, the Crackle LP reissue is out today.
Oh, Peter.
Ice Cube has a new one out, Everything's Corrupt. And the Mary Poppins Return soundtrack is available today. Movies and TV, Mission Impossible Fallout is available on Blu-ray. That was a lot of fun. You can also get the Mission Impossible 6-movie collection, Blu-ray and 4K, if you want them all. And The Nun is out on Blu-ray today. Go to graywhaleslc.com. They got the real-time inventory searches there. Killer Whale membership discount availability. You can use your store credit for purchasing, and they constantly update you on sales, promotions, and events. Trade in your old stuff for new stuff. They want your unwanted music, movies, games, books, and vinyl records. Get cash or store credit toward the purchase of something new to entertain you. Join the Killer Whale Club, receive a lifetime discount. Like, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Gray Whale SLC. That is your Gray Whale Entertainment Report.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of Podcast.
After I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic, and the lights in the car, and a car honked. And the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic,
Bill treed a coon.
A 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a. Get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God.
I think they've declared war on you.
I think they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons.
No kidding.
Declared war on you.
He got he stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God he did.
Hi, Rose.
Get away.
Shake his fist. Roadhog.
A little birdie finger.
One of his little bandit hands,
Bird finger.
Their hands are almost human,
They have them,
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me mad.
What are you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on the
Why you were out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
He's farting.
Taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey. I got to go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No, taking the night wind.
No.
That's what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't need this crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the coons.
No kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog, Chase, killed one in the backyard. And ever since then, they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get them.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with this.
I just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while.
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
You know, raccoon will kill a cat.
I know. They've been coexisting for a while.
Well, no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
Well, it's just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse?
No, that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
On Utah's original alternative X96.
All right, 7:21. Time now for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your votes of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, the most deserving to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's the winner of round 1. It's not boner of the day yet.
Carrie's not impressed yet.
No. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. 8:20, we present 3 more candidates for you, and then we take the winner of that round, and we take the 2 winners and put them into boner fight at 9:20, and that's when boner of the day is decided by you. So pick your champion of round 1. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Everyone needs this Trump version of Stretch Armstrong in their holiday stocking this holiday season, a humorous holiday gift where smiles are in order. Portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Homeless Veterans Fellowship. StretchTheTruth.com/X96.
Boner candidate number 1, Kevin Hart and the Academy. We live, this is, by the way, from Mashable. I like the way they write things usually. We live in the golden age of bad non-apologies. Kevin Hart's response to recent backlash over resurfaced homophobic jokes might take the cake. Stop looking for reasons to be negative. This is a quote. Stop looking for reasons to be negative. Stop searching for reasons to be angry, Hart wrote in his Instagram, along with a grainy photo of him shirtless expressing the same sentiments. For those playing catch-up, on Wednesday, Hart was announced as the host of the 2019 Oscars. Within hours, concerns were raised online that resurfaced a litany of now deleted tweets. One described how if he ever saw his son playing with his daughter's dollhouse, quote, "I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, 'Stop. That's gay.'" Others included him using homophobic slurs against other people. These weren't just one-off thoughtless tweets either. As noted by many, his joke from his 2010 stand-up special, Seriously Funny, echoed the same bigoted sentiments. "One of my biggest fears is my son growing up and being gay. That's a fear. Keep in mind I'm not homophobic. Be happy, do what you want to do, but me, as a heterosexual male, if I can prevent my son from being gay, I will." On Thursday.
Oh, because you can do that.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Because it's possible to do that.
He took to Instagram on Thursday to post a video and caption expressing his support for the real victim in all of this, himself. "Stop looking for reasons to be negative. Stop searching for reasons to be angry. I swear, I wish you guys could see, feel, understand the mental place that I'm in. I am happy, people. There's nothing that you can do to change that. Nothing. I work hard on a daily basis to spread positivity to all. With that being said, if you want to search my history or past and anger yourselves with what you find there, that's fine with me. I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm in love with the man that I am becoming. You live your life. You learn. You grow. You mature. I live to love. Please take your negative energy and put it into something constructive. Please, what's understood should never..." I mean... Most infuriatingly, Hart used the same dismissive, condescending excuses from his seriously funny joke to try and mask the hostility of his attitude. Hiding behind his brand of happiness and positive vibes, he finished by declaring, "I live to love," and telling everybody to have a beautiful day. Whether or not he at all recognizes the negativity of his own early homophobic comedy remains to be seen, but we do hope he has a beautiful day. And the Academy. Do they not know what they're doing when they nominate him? Do they not? When they pick him?
They're desperate for a host. Nobody wants to host the Oscars.
Well, I don't think Jimmy Kimmel would have turned it down again.
I think he did.
I don't think he can. He works for them. He works for ABC.
I think it's a job nobody wants.
I just think it's odd that they even... With all of this, now he issued a better apology. Finally, Hart did.
Yeah,
but still,
sure, his PR department said, "We better fix this."
Boehner candidate number 1, Kevin Hart and the Academy.
Let Patton Oswalt do it. Ask him.
Boehner candidate number 2, I think Ms. Giesenzinger is off of her meds. Oh, say, can you shear? There is video of this and audio. A deranged teacher in a California public charter school cut a student's hair while dramatically shouting the national anthem.
Why?
What so proudly we hail, an off-key and inaccurate Margaret Giesinger belts out in a frightening piece of footage while standing behind a student at University Preparatory High in Visalia, roughly 40 miles south of Fresno, on Wednesday. By the twilight's last streaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars... Giesinger then coolly tossed what appeared to be a snippet of a male student's hair over her shoulder before diving back into her non sequitur rant. The student then stood up before checking Giesinger's unsolicited handiwork and then walking away. "Next!" Giesinger then said while holding up a pair of scissors. "I'm not done. Next!" The crazed coiffeuse then pointed her arm toward the class, apparently singling out another student to be given a free haircut. "Oh, no, you don't touch me," another student said off camera. The bizarre footage then ends as Ms. Giesinger, who taught science at the school, continues shouting the national anthem, singing "O'er the Ramparts We Watched," as students start running out of the classroom.
So weird.
Ms. Giesinger was arrested on suspicion of corporal injury to a child following the incident. She has since been removed from the classroom and will not return. Boehner candidate number 2. I think Ms. Giesinger is off of her meds. Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3. Rules is rules. Sorry, now push.
All right, Boehner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, brought to you by...
Winter is here, and Big O Tires wants you to be safe on the roads this season. Stop in for new snow tires starting at just $49.95 each. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
You know, things were very stressful for poor Priyanka Chopra before her wedding.
Well, it can be a
It's
stressful
very
time.
You know, but she has a cure for pre-wedding jitters. You know what
What's
she
that?
did?
No.
Well, she said bikini bellinis.
Bikini bellinis.
Yeah.
What are
It's
those?
really, she said.
I know what a bellini is.
She says, bikini bellinis make me calm. It's the 36-year-old star said, it puts me in my happy place. So she says, I like to put on a bikini and then I drink bellinis.
Well. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, you don't knock it till you try it.
Stars are just like us. Yeah.
I don't know. You know, a bikini, it'd be hard to find one that looked.
Don't knock it till you try.
Wrestling legend Larry the Axe Hennig has died at the age of 82. I guess he was a one of a kind. I guess he was an original. And I'm sure he will be missed by somebody. Hennig's grandson, who wrestles with WWE as Curtis Axel, posted a statement about his death on Twitter. He was a legend in his own right, as a legend of his time with the American Wrestling Association, where he was a 4-time tag team champion. His bigger legacy, though, came as the patriarch of the Hennig wrestling family, which includes Axel and Axel's father, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you know who that is?
Kurt Hennig, I know, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. And we played a song by them in the opening song this morning, but Pete Shelley, a co-founder of the Buzzcocks, has died at the age of only 63. He was the co-founder of one of the UK's best-known punk bands in the 70s, Buzzcocks. They were known for I guess their biggest hit was called Ever Fallen in Love with Someone You Shouldn't Have.
I don't remember that one.
It was a big hit in England, I think.
Yeah, probably.
The song we played this morning was
What Do I Get?
What Do I Get? And then I always liked their song Orgasm Addict. The Weber State Wildcats have a new president, Brad Mortensen. For the past decade, Mr. Mortensen has had a picture hanging in his office that his 9-year-old daughter drew in red crayon. It said BYU with a thumbs down next to it, and Weber with a thumbs up.
Yay!
Mr. Mortensen said he looks forward to moving into that, moving that frame into his new office now after he was named the next president of Weber State University. He said, "Wow, this is humbling. I'm so excited for this new adventure." After a months-long search to fill the position and a week of interviews, the Utah Board of Regents unanimously voted to select Mortensen to lead the Ogden School. The decision to promote the top Weber administrator, who was previously the vice president for university advancement, was quickly met with cheers and claps, whistles and hollers from the crowd of 50 that waited for the university student union to hear his name over the microphone. Mortensen will lead the college of more than 28,000 students. Donald Trump has picked...
Yes, go ahead.
Has picked Heather Neuart. Reportedly has chosen her to serve as the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations.
U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. What kind of... what's her resume look like? I'm wondering. Is she qualified?
She plans. She is currently in the State Department. She is the I don't know what she does there.
She's
she
a
was
spokesperson.
She was formerly a she's handles public relations.
She's not a policy person.
She was formerly a co-host on the morning cable news show Fox and Friends, and she has been a correspondent for CBS News.
I'll say the same thing about this that I said about Kavanaugh. Is this the best person we can get? Our representative in the United Nations.
At least Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh had a long judicial background. This woman has no background whatsoever in diplomacy.
But it's not about being sort of even with Kavanaugh. Well, you know, he had lots of people have judicial backgrounds.
Well,
for nominating somebody for this high position.
But this woman has no background.
That's what I'm saying.
Zero. Kavanaugh had background. This woman has zero background. A Manhattan federal judge has given the feds a hard deadline to weigh in on whether President Trump's disgraced former personal lawyer Michael Cohen should go to jail for a litany of crimes, including lying to Congress about his dealing with Russians. Judge William Paley ordered Manhattan federal prosecutors and the special counsel's office they got till 5 o'clock Eastern time today to decide on a sentence for Cohen. Bob Corker, Republican Bob Corker, said that the Trump administration's continuing loyalty to the regime of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is un-American following the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. He and other top senators from both parties met Thursday to try and hammer out a deal to rebuke Saudi Arabia for the killing of the journalist, a slap at the Trump administration's insistence that there was insufficient evidence to link the prince to the October murder. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't have anything to do with Khashoggi's death, Trump said in a statement last month. Well, CIA Director Gina Haspel, who the Trump administration didn't want to hear anything from, told senators this week that there was irrefutable evidence that the prince ordered the murder of the Washington Post columnist who had criticized the repressive monarchy.
And it doesn't matter.
I'm president, and you're not.
Well, as I have pointed out, but this is not original to me. Many people have pointed out the beginning of the end of Richard Nixon was when Republicans in the Senate finally started turning against him. Republicans in the Senate are now finally starting to turn against Trump, and this and other things. When the Mueller investigations, when everything starts coming out,
stuff's coming out today.
Along with this, he will have nowhere to turn. He will have no further allies. There will be no allies for Donald Trump anymore. He will look around and he'll say, well, who's going to stand with me now? There will be no one to stand with him.
I hope you're right.
I'm president, and you're not.
I don't think he'll be able to serve out his term.
Well, fingers crossed.
And I don't know, and it won't be a matter of impeachment. That'll be beyond, their impeachment would be a moot point. There would be no reason for impeachment.
Weather, traffic?
Bad traffic. Terrible fatal crash. Redwood Road, 31st South in West Valley. Road is going to be closed for hours, they're saying. And lots of friends of the program saying westbound I-80 Parley's Canyon, truck on fire, camping trailer on its side, right near the East Canyon exit. Car high-centered on the median, 7th East, 94th South. Lots of people stuck in that Provo Canyon accident. And then Lehigh, 2 major crashes, I-15 northbound Lehigh Main Street, bumper-to-bumper traffic. Just nasty stuff already this morning. Accident 70th South under I-15 affecting left lane. People trying to get on northbound I-15. Friends of the program, if it's safe for you to let us know what's happening wherever you are, text it to us, 33986. Fink and McGregor Mortgage is made simple. Call Fink and McGregor today for your free mortgage analysis at 801-264-9494.
I didn't have a chance to check on this. Was they right in the other room? Did Kelly resign? Chief of Staff Kelly?
Not officially. They're talking about it. They're saying,
because there's your indication right there. If Kelly's resigning, that's it. There's your sign that you're looking for, Gina.
I make no predictions anymore. As you like to remind me all the time.
I know, but there's your sign. I mean, I made a prediction that Trump would be gone in August, and that was way off base. But I think there's your sign. If he's resigning, that's it.
He knows what's coming out from the Mueller stuff today.
That would be the indication. All right, here's Boehner candidate number 3. Sorry, rules is rules. Now push. When a woman who was 40 weeks pregnant went into labor last February inside a police holding cell in the Bronx. You saw this, did you? Officers took her to the hospital. So she was in a holding cell. They took her to the hospital, and once inside, they handcuffed her wrists to the bed and shackled her ankles to the bed. Officers at Montefiore Medical Center said, no, the restraints are illegal, and they are serious risks for a woman in labor. But the officer said, sorry, our patrol guide requires them. She has to be restrained. I'm sorry. The woman, then 27, struggled for nearly an hour in excruciating labor before the officers finally said, all right, we'll remove some of the restraints, according to a complaint filed in federal district court in Manhattan. She delivered the baby with her right hand still cuffed to the hospital bed. The woman, who asked the court for anonymity, said the experience had humiliated and traumatized her and had left her unable to tell her family she was identified only as Jane Doe in court papers. I haven't made any sense of it myself. I am not able to explain it to my child either, she said. The lawsuit filed Thursday afternoon seeks damages for a violation of the woman's civil rights and asks that the police department change its policies to ensure that its officers never, ever shackle a pregnant woman in custody again. It is dehumanizing, cruel, and pointless, and it has no place in New York City, the suit says. Boehner candidate number 3. Sorry, rules is rules. Now push!
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1, Kevin Hart and the Academy. Kevin Hart releasing a truly awful, some sort of apology about his homophobic tweets and then stepping down as host of the Academy Awards, and the Academy for not really vetting him very well and naming him as host. Boehner candidate number 2, I think Ms. Genzinger is off of her meds. A crazed teacher bellowing the national anthem while cutting a student's hair against his will. And Boehner candidate number 3, sorry, rules is rules. Now push.
All right, let's go. This is round 1 of your Boehner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day. Yeah, if it wins here, it's not Boehner of the Day. It's got to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. We're going to do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And we'll take the winner of each round and throw them both into Boehner fight to determine Boehner of the Day. That'll happen at 9:20. So 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. The one that you think should win, put that number in the message of a text. And then text that to 33986. We only need that single digit in the message of your text so the computer can count that. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boehner voting December 7 and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 1.
They cataloged 1,568 serials released over 150 years, and then let people vote on which one is the best serial in history.
In history.
So not current cereal, just
the greatest cereals of all time.
I know you feel strongly about that.
I do.
Over 500,000 people voted.
This was a good list.
Do you agree with the findings?
I do.
Okay.
There's a top 50. Oh, no, there's a top 100.
Top 100.
Number 100 at the very bottom got 2,229 votes. I don't know as I've ever even heard of Vanilla Crunch.
It no longer exists.
Yeah, some of these are gone.
It was a Captain Crunch line.
Okay.
And the mascot was a white whale. But it was delicious. It was just little vanilla balls.
Sounds good.
They were just delicious. So good.
I remember the little white whale.
Yeah.
Now, do
really yummy.
Grins, Smiles, and Giggles and Laughs?
Yes.
That's 99. Never heard of it.
It's a kind of a sugary corn-based cereal. It's shaped like Smiles.
Okay.
All right, the top 10.
All right.
Number 10, with 5,051 votes, Wheat Chex.
Again, a good utility cereal.
I like
no Cocoa Puff.
Yeah.
Number 9, Puffa Puffa Rice.
Again, regional.
Yeah.
They didn't poll me on this.
Well, wait.
You know, Gina, there's a reason people don't poll you. No one cares for your opinion.
Well, so far this top 10 sucks.
Number 8, and you've been urging me to get to it. I've been doing the entertaining part of the list. Now we get to the sucky part.
Okay.
I knew what I was doing. Number 8, Rice Crinkles. See
I don't
again.
know that one either.
Number 7, Concentrate. What's Concentrate?
I have no idea. That one I've not heard
Is
of
this
that
a
one.
British list?
I don't even. I don't
No,
recognize
because Weetabix is not on the list.
Number 6, Wheaties. Number 5, Captain Crunch. Number 4, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Delicious.
Number 3, a good cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Always good. You like that
I
one.
like that.
Yeah.
Number 2, they're great.
Frosted Flakes.
And number 1.
The absolute correct answer.
No, and I don't get this, but I know you love this cereal. Quisp.
Quisp. I nearly wore my Quisp watch today because of that.
A cereal that should come back, right?
It shows up every now and then.
X96.
All right, time to award round 1 of your boners.
Which is brought to you in part by green, they call it, green chicken chili.
And everyone needs this Trump version of Stretch Armstrong, their holiday stocking this season, a humorous holiday gift where smiles are in order. Portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Homeless Veterans Fellowship. StretchTheTruth.com/X96.
So boner candidate number 1 was Kevin Hart and the Academy. Kevin Hart for his homophobic remarks that he then made a truly terrible apology for, which it was a non-apology. And the Academy Award people for picking him to host the Academy Awards in the first place without doing some due diligence and researching this and not know. Now, Kevin Hart, I don't know, in the long run, the apology that he ended up finally releasing was pretty good, but he said he doesn't want to.
It was just a mess, and this all just happened yesterday.
Yeah,
in a matter of hours.
He was just not the right guy, given his past comments about the LGBTQ community and people who are He just had made so awful
Yeah.
homophobic remarks in his past. Now, maybe he has atoned for those at some point. I don't know. Boehner candidate number 2. I think Ms. Genzinger is off of her meds. A crazed teacher cutting a student's hair, and is captured on video, of course, in the class, captured on a cell phone video, while she's belting out the national anthem.
And no explanation as to
There
why?
was not in the story, but I got to assume that really the tongue-in-cheek or the flippant title that I gave it, it probably does have something to do with it. She just kind of
had a break
from reality. And you almost have to, well, you do have to feel kind of sorry for her. And then Boehner candidate to number 3, sorry, rules is rules, now push. Police force in the Bronx, the police in the Bronx forcing a woman to give birth while shackled to a hospital bed. Pretty awful. I have not seen the results.
Why would you want them?
Don't know. So we've been having
pop message trouble?
various problems with pop.
The pop messenger has been acting up all week.
So as we know that, I would think somebody could just come and hand me the results.
Right. Number 3 one.
Oh, okay.
Or give one of these.
Well, I did for a second. And then, but nobody looked, and so that's why I ran in here, because nobody was looking at my one of these.
All right. Boehner candidate number 3.
and we assume someone won the prize.
Yes. Yeah. Winner of round 1 now is Boehner candidate number 3. It goes forward to Boehner fight. It will face off against the winner of round 2's voting. That happens at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Both winners will be confronting each other at 9:20 to determine who is Boehner of the day.
Now, we have a list here because people love lists.
That's what I'm told.
I know that. I know it's true.
I'm anxious right now. I love a list.
Well, I've got this list here, and I know I'm going to do this list, and you're not going to love it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll love it.
So I have a backup list for you. I have a list and a backup list.
Thank you.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So I saw that, I think it was today, 5 cheapish things that you can pamper yourself with. And I know, Gina, you're the kind of gal.
Yes.
That doesn't. You like if you're going to be pampered.
I want to be pampered.
You don't want to be pampered by cheapish things. You want to be pampered. So I'm kind of thinking that you might want.
I don't know. We'll see.
So number 1, lotion.
Well, yeah.
But that's lotion. Does that really pamper you?
Depends on how it's applied.
Lotion is just sort of, but I mean, it is just a kind of a utilitarian thing, really. You just put on lotion and...
It's not the size of the bottle, it's the motion of the lotion.
Yes, Carrie.
I suppose. The next thing, a towel.
A towel?
Towel. Towel.
Oh, a nice towel.
Get a nice towel, but still towel. Okay, get a nice towel, but still, is that really... the next thing they have is slippers.
Are they comfy, warm,
They
soft
suggest
slippers?
here a pair of LL Bean Wicked Good moccasins.
Oh, I have
Wicked Good
those.
moccasins.
I have those, yeah.
So,
they're comfy.
Okay. A robe, a nice plush.
Nice robe.
I have a Stein Eriksen robe that I bought.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
You're describing Carrie's Christmas vacation.
Exactly. This has got it's got a hood on it. It's big,
Good
white,
and good toilet
fluffy.
paper, they say, is it?
Oh yeah, it can make or break.
But
a visit.
But still, So I thought, no, Gina's not going to. So how about I do have a list here of the inventory gift guide. It's called of women with good taste.
Ah, well.
So
now
this is
you have my attention.
Yeah, now see, I knew you got lotion, toilet paper.
The inventory gift guide
for women
with good taste.
With good taste.
All right, let's see.
An Everlane cashmere waffle turtleneck.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
When they're combined into one thing, cashmere, waffle, and turtleneck are 3 of the most beautiful words you will ever hear.
I don't know if turtleneck is a beautiful
This sweater is cozy and cool, and in case you didn't know, literally everyone loves getting cashmere as a gift.
That's true.
Everyone.
Of course, it's cashmere.
And this sweater is only $155.
That's it? No, I'm just kidding.
How about a mango teddy coat?
Excuse me?
A mango teddy coat. If you're stumped.
I still don't know what that is.
You should see it. I'm sorry they don't have the picture in the other room.
A mango teddy
If
coat.
you're stumped on what to get for a super stylish gal on your list, just get her something really, really soft that she can wear. This oversized teddy coat from Mango is like wearing your favorite childhood teddy bear.
Oh, it's the big fluffy. Okay, I know.
Get yours at Teddycoat Junction.
$119. For you, Carrie.
Yeah.
And I guess it's for a woman, but you would look good in this.
Okay.
A Gurin Brothers Papu fisherman's cap for only $70.
Not a fan of the fisherman's cap.
The Greek style fisherman's cap.
Not a fan, but that's a good hat company.
$70. Gurin?
Yes.
You know that company?
That's what I'm wearing right now.
An Acme beanie for $150.
Wait a minute. $150 beanie?
This is a beautiful beanie. It's cute. It comes in several colors and has all the street cred of the brand's higher priced pieces. It's only $150.
For a beanie?
Yes.
No.
A J. Crew satin bow scrunchie?
No.
No. Arno Cooperative Stella mules?
Those are shoes.
Yes.
Not actual mule?
Italian-made loafers. It doesn't even have a price for them here.
Market price.
Yeah, market price.
If you have to ask.
Yeah. Beauty items. How about a shower cap?
A shower cap?
SHHHHH hour cap.
Shower cap.
Yeah.
Is it like $100 shower cap?
You know, they're not putting prices on some of these things. Let's see if I click on it, if it gives me the price. It's from Sephora.
Oh, well.
You can find it at Sephora. Let's see, how much is that shower cap? $43.
I don't love a shower cap.
$43 for a shower cap. How about, Quip is on here.
Well, now that's an inexpensive.
Yeah, that's nice. We talk about Quip.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else have we got here?
Give me a good one to end on.
Wild One dog leash. For the girl on your list who loves Everlane and Glossier and wishes her dog did too, meet Wild One. These Flex Poly leashes are easy to clean, practical, and strong. You can choose from different styles and colors. Dog leash. You want to know how much a dog leash is? Let's see here.
About $15 is what it should be.
Well, I have to click on it to go to see how much to pay for it. Mm-hmm. The Wild One dog leash, $75.
Nope.
Wow.
Sorry, Riley.
It might be the last dog leash you'll ever buy.
Maybe.
Well, okay.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
I'm getting you this for Christmas, this dog leash. What color would you like?
Red? Red would be great,
okay.
Yeah. Friends of the program saying northbound Lehigh is clear, no backups. Thank you for that. I know what's not clear is this earlier accident on Redwood Road, 31st South. Bad accident, fatality that's going to keep that whole intersection closed for quite a while. Avoid 31st South and Redwood Road for your morning commute. We've got a crash eastbound US 91. This is in Box Elder County. It's the overpass going over I-15. Crash I-80 at Immigration Canyon, milepost 133, left lane affected there. Crash northbound I-15 at milepost 308. It's the ramp to go westbound I-80. The right lane is closed there. Crash westbound SR 201 at 72nd West. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. We got question of the week coming up. Round 2 of your Boehner voting as well. Stand by for that, Gina, please.
And Monster Jam tickets. We're gonna give away.
All
right. I see the words grand reopening and I hear the Bob's Burgers theme song in my head because they're always grand reopening on Bob's Burgers, but not just Bob's Burgers. Black Velvet Boutique grand reopening.
Are you sure?
I think. Oh no.
No.
It's
Richie.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
He's not reopening. He's never closed being best DJ in Utah.
It's the grand reopening of the best DJ in Utah.
There's still time to book Richie for your holiday parties. He's not just a wedding guy. He's a holiday party, a work party, even family parties. He's done big family parties. And it's better than just turning on your iPod and putting it on shuffle. You have a host for your event. He'll give you an hour consultation with every client, make sure your event will get exactly what you want, and he balances between the Mormon, non-Mormon, unique Utah crowd. He knows how to work both of those, or even mixtures of them. He does it every day here on Radio from Hell. He's been working for over 17 years doing this. He'll do dance instruction if you want to do that. He'll play games. He'll just tailor your event to you. If you go to any of his Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Richie T. Stedman or bestdjinutah.com. You can read the reviews there for yourself. There are dozens of them. bestdjinutah.com.
Radio from Hale.
Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
X96 is proud to announce Monster Jam Triple Threat Series returning to Vivint Smart Home Arena from January 4th through the 5th. The biggest, boldest head-to-head competition featuring Monster Jam trucks, speedsters, and ATVs. Opening night tickets start at just $15. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or maybe you'll win them from us right now playing Rider or Writer. I'll give you the name of a person, and you will text whether you think that person is a rider or a writer to 33986. Person's name?
Yeah.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Huh.
Okay.
Which they've spelled here Vonnegut.
That's not.
I believe it's Vonnegut.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
Although Vonnegut's kind of... Don't text that. Just text whether that person is a writer or a writer to 33986.
You don't have to be real smart to work in radio.
It's not that yogurt inventor guy.
No, it's not yogurt or... No.
Is this sponsored, Gina?
Yes, it is. This Mac question of the week. It's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com. So every Friday, we collect all of the emails we've gotten for the week.
Yeah.
And we put them in a big folder. And then we pick out
make a fire.
The best one.
Oh.
I'd like to.
And we read it on the air. And if we read yours on the air, you win a prize. I don't know what the prize is today, but you'll get some sort of prize for best question. If you have one, send it to us. Radio from Hell at X96.
So we can give it to somebody?
No, if you have a question, Radio from Hell at X96.com. Put best question in the subject line. We got this one from Nick. While listening to your show, I felt compelled to write in for best question. It's one that came to me in this past week after I've had some challenges at work. The question is, what's the best advice you never followed? Mine was given to me by my father when I was in high school trying to decide what to do with my life. I've always had a passion for cars, always wanted to be a mechanic. I knew it wasn't a particularly lucrative profession, but I felt like I could be good at it and it could be rewarding. But he always told me, quote, do something for a living that you like and enjoy, but not something you love, because after a while, you will no longer love it.
Yeah.
In my experience, this has been completely true. I've been with a local dealership for 18 years. I've had the opportunity to work on Kerry's vehicles, although he no longer owns our brand, it says. I've made a very good living at this and realized after a short time, I no longer love working on cars. I lost the passion. My body's ruined. I find myself looking for other career paths in order to obtain a safer, less painful lifestyle with my current skill set.
Yeah, well, yeah. The best advice I ever got that I never followed was don't let your meat loaf. That's was
really?
Sorry.
How did you go about that?
I just never followed that. I let it loaf all the all the time.
You don't let it ball,
No,
but you let it loaf.
I always let it loaf.
I mean, the first thing that came to me, and it's advice I disregarded, and I'm glad I disregarded it, was actually from my dad, Daddy Tom, who told me not to go into radio.
Well,
he wanted me to be or encouraged me to be in TV. I was studying communications at the U, and I'm trying to decide, I got a job at the Tribune. I thought maybe I wanted to work in newspaper. I got a job at Channel 2. I thought maybe I'd want to work there. And he's like, yeah, don't get into radio. But it's advice I didn't take, but I'm glad I didn't take it. And to go against what Nick's saying, I loved it when I started, and I've only grown to love it more since I've been here.
Well, I was always advised you should always have something to fall back on.
Welding?
And I never, I don't have anything to fall back on.
I was going to say, it's been too long for me to fall back on anything.
I never have had anything to fall back on. Well, at one time I had my good looks. I could have fallen back on my good looks, but I don't have that anymore.
My first marriage, the night before the ceremony, my best man, Braden Thomas, looked at me and he said, "You don't have to do this, you know."
That's pretty good advice. That was good advice.
And I probably should have listened to him.
I bet there are a lot of people that have that just went through with it because, well, we already sent out
this far.
We sent out the invitation.
Because I was having second thoughts that, I'm like, it's happening tomorrow. I don't think this is a good idea. And he goes, well, you don't have to do this, And I actually said, well, I sent out the invitations and people are coming.
Did you ever talk to him after your divorce and say you were right about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely told him. I was also advised not to get into radio.
But I've been given a lot of advice that I've disregarded, and I'm glad I did disregard it.
Like what?
Well, I mean, don't go into this kind of profession. Don't go into theater. Don't go in. You should always do something more practical. I never wanted to go into something practical ever.
How about wooden nickels? You ever take those?
I've had several. I just I've always have a plan. I never have a plan.
You should probably have a plan.
I never have a plan. Never.
Is no plan your plan?
Yeah, that's always been my plan, to never plan.
Yeah, and I've been in radio so long I don't have a backup plan.
I've started way too late. I've started to plan way too late. I planned for the future when I have very little future.
No, Bill, you're never going to die, remember?
Well, that was my plan at one point, but then I did have that as a plan at one point.
Not dying was your plan?
And now I realize that's not practical. Because it could happen at any day now.
Oh, somebody says it's never too late. I called off my first engagement a week before the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but that's a woman.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yes, it is.
That takes guts.
Yeah, exactly.
That takes real guts.
Yep.
No, I knew I shouldn't. I knew I shouldn't be getting married. I knew it, but it was like everyone will be disappointed in me if I don't go through with
this. And the train had already left the.
Yeah. And I really should have put a stop to it.
Never go into a marriage with the attitude of why not.
I guess it's time we do this. I guess we're at that stage in our relationship where this is the next thing that happens. No, that is not a reason to get married.
It should always be, yes, let's do this.
I can't wait another day to not be married to you.
Yeah, I didn't.
This is I could always be a Walmart greeter as a backup plan. I'm not a vest person. I don't look good in
and
vests.
you're not a shaking hands in public person.
No, that's the other thing.
That would be your whole job.
Hey, I'd be good at that. I don't look good in the vest, but I like to shake hands.
You love to shake hands.
I like greeting people. I have a future after all.
There you go.
So if you have a best question you want to send us, email it, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line. Crash westbound I-80 at milepost 129. This is just east of I-215. Crash Bangor Highway 78 South in West Jordan. Let's see. Crash I-80. This is in Immigration Canyon, milepost 133. And don't forget that earlier fatality that's probably going to keep that intersection at 31st South and Redwood Road closed for quite some time. Brought to you by Octapharma Plasma. Make money by making a difference. Donate today at 5414 South 9th East in Salt Lake.
All right, we've got Boehner's Round 2 coming up. Here are the candidates. Boehner candidate number 1. Well, we had the dog and we had the kids, so we flipped a coin. Boehner candidate number 2. Cheesecake giveaway turns ugly. And Boehner candidate number 3. Keep your shirt on, copper. I'll be in later.
All right. Round 2 of your boners coming up after these, along with Big Boy News. Diamonds Direct.
All right, now, look, it's truly the most wonderful time of the year at Diamonds Direct.
Mm-hmm.
The cases are jam-packed with the most amazing holiday jewelry you will ever see. Jewelry for her and jewelry for him. And Diamonds Direct has used their worldwide buying power to bring together the best selection, absolute, guaranteed best prices. Extraordinary what they've done, and splurge with confidence with the over-the-top, dazzling piece of jewelry you want, because 3 years, 0 interest financing on any holiday purchase. Pick any item, divide the price by 36, and that's your great low payment at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct's experts will guide you every step of the way. For they know what women love, they know what men love.
Beautiful selection, beautiful showroom.
Big selection.
Yeah. Diamonds Direct, always the smartest place to shop for jewelry, and for the holiday season, more than ever. The best value, the best selection, the best holiday shopping experience, and 3 years, 0 interest financing. Open expanded hours too, including every Sunday in December. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
X96 presents the Mac Before Christmas. Mac Warehouse is giving away an iPhone.
Yeah, I enjoyed that class yesterday.
You did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Well, you don't have to come to them.
Why would you think that I don't want to come?
Carrie, I have because I am one of the kings of sarcasm, I note sarcasm in your voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He had a great
I thought it was a
time.
grand waste of time. I'll
Yes,
be quite
it
honest
is.
with you. All right? Because in those classes, there's maybe 5 kids who are actually interested in radio, and the rest of them are getting an easy credit.
Carrie.
So the first thing we do when we get to the class is we say, all right, first of all, who's here for an easy credit? And those people who raise their hand, leave. Go right now. We'll sign a form, whatever it takes. Just get out of here.
You would deny a college student an easy credit? What kind of a Grinch are you?
I'm not denying them an easy credit. If it were up to me, we would close down the college radio stations, but we don't. That's an easy credit. They can do that.
Carrie,
While I'm there, I don't want to deal with people who just don't want to be there. This is why I don't speak to schools. That's why I hate that stuff.
Now, be honest. You don't speak to schools because you're not allowed.
There's
usually.
that true. That's true.
Speak to schools.
See the basis of education. And by the way, the kids that want to be there, they just sit there like lumps anyway.
No, there were a couple of them in the back talking. One who arrived 20 minutes late, and then he sat in the back talking with his buddy.
Oh, I didn't see that. When he came in late, I almost said to him, why are you bothering? Why don't you just leave?
You know, and he's sitting in the back talking with one of his friends, and I'm like,
You should have said something. I didn't notice that.
I didn't either.
I nearly did, but then he shut up because I started staring him down.
If you can just touch one child.
I don't
That's
need.
all.
Look,
I don't want him touching any children.
I don't.
That's why
that's
he's
true.
not allowed. Well,
I don't need to understand education. I'm not trying to take away their breeze through their, college degree. I'm there for an hour. That's all. 5 students who are interested, that's great. Everybody else take off. We'll sit and have a chat with 5 people. I'll touch those 5. That's good.
all right.
Especially that Heidi from yesterday. She was really cute. But anyway.
See again why he's not allowed.
She was very interested in what we were
She
doing.
was.
She
was
wanted
very
to
interested.
learn.
And I heard her on the radio, on the college radio station. She's very good. I think someday we'll be working with her.
Maybe not now that you said that.
No, I'm
Not as
I don't want to work with those guys.
not her partner Pickle, of course, but
It was Pickle and the turd bag. What was the other guy?
Turd, and
Carl.
Heidi, I think is what it was. Oh yeah, Carl.
His name's Carl.
Apparently we made Carl cry.
Really?
Is what
Yeah,
I
I
was
heard he
told.
was laying on the floor of the break room.
So and again,
Crying.
if we can discourage someone from getting into radio, that's also
Your job is done.
Particularly you, Carl.
Already we started with Carl. He's done. He will not be in radio anymore. So mission accomplished
some
at
good
Cedar
has
City.
happened.
Some good has happened.
And think of it this way too. Carl will go on to better things. He will be a professional clown that entertains at kids' parties. That's what he'll be good
the
at.
creepy clown with the Cro-Magnon brow is what he will be.
Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
I am sorry to report that I watched episode 1 of Sabrina the Teenage Witch last night.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to watch it.
Well,
Sorry to report.
I told you about this when before it debuted.
I know.
Before it debuted.
But you haven't watched it.
No.
Because there are too many shows. But I'm sorry that you have to add it.
previously stated.
You have to add it. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's because it's good.
All right. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to move forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed it. Try harder. We'll take both of those winners. We'll throw them into Boner Dome at 9:20, and that's when boner fight will happen, and you will decide boner of the day at that time. So pick your champion for round 2 right now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1, we had the dog. We had the dogs and we had the kids, so we flipped a coin.
Mm-hmm.
A man and a woman admit in court that they drove from Arizona to Wyoming with 2 kids in the trunk of the car and their 2 dogs in the back seat. 63-year-old Michael Fee and 31-year-old Amber Freudenstein.
She's 31?
Freudenstein.
That's, oh my.
That is a hard 31.
That's a little extra weight, Gina. Quit body shaming. She's just got a little extra weight. It makes her look older.
Her weight isn't what makes her look older.
The Casper Star-Tribune reports that Circuit Judge Stephen Brown sentenced to 2 to 30 days in jail. Mr. Fee is from Peoria, Arizona, and Ms. Freudenstein is from Tempe, Arizona. Sheriff's officials say a third party told them the children reported riding in the trunk for much of the 900-mile drive while 2 German shepherds sat in the back seat. Mr. Fee said in court that there was not enough room for everyone, so the children were relegated to the trunk. We had the dogs, we had the kids, we flipped a coin. Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Cheesecake giveaway turns ugly. Arlington, Virginia, a large-scale cheesecake giveaway clogged not only arteries, but the roads surrounding a Virginia Cheesecake Factory restaurant, where one person was taken to a hospital and faces a disorderly conduct charge. Arlington County say that they received calls Wednesday about a traffic disruption as a Cheesecake Factory restaurant was participating in a national giveaway of 40,000 cheesecake slices in conjunction with a food delivery service. Police spokeswoman Ashley Savage said nearby roads were jammed and would-be delivery drivers were double parked. A spokesperson for DoorDash said the food delivery company is aware of the incident and cooperating with local law enforcement. One individual refused police commands to leave the restaurant and resisted efforts at removal. Not going without my cheesecake. Savage said the individual requested medical attention after the altercation and was taken to the hospital. Boner candidate number 2, cheesecake giveaway turns ugly. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, keep your shade on, copper. I'll be in later.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2 after this big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Everyone needs this Trump version of Stretch Armstrong in their holiday stocking this holiday season. A humorous holiday gift where smiles are in order. Portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Homeless Veterans Fellowship. StretchTheTruth.com/X96.
I don't get this exactly, but I guess it could have been a boner candidate. Julie Chen has vowed to stick by her disgraced husband, Les Moonves, and says that they are closer than ever amid allegations of sexual misconduct. Chen is believed to have been struggling with the latest overwhelming accusations against her husband, former CBS chief. Things that came out yesterday, including that there was an employee at CBS whose job it was to simply answer to Mr. Moonves' call whenever he needed oral gratification. I think she had other duties, but she was to drop everything.
That was part of the job.
Yeah. Over the past few months, the TV host was a true believer that all the claims of sexual misconduct against her husband were false. A source who knows Julie Chen told Page Six. However, a spokesman for Chen says that there are people out there with an agenda, adding Julie remains committed to their marriage and is focused on her family. In fact, this has drawn Julie and her husband, as well as their entire family, closer than ever.
Well, she's not going to be on the talk anymore.
But she's going back to the host and the
she's hosting Big Brother,
the Big Brother,
isn't she?
Yeah.
And she's added Moonves to her name. She's no longer just Julie
She's
Chen.
doubling down on
Julie Chen movies. So, yes, as a new report this week made horrifying claims that, including that Moonves kept a staff member on call for gratification, which he denies. Of course, he denies it because he wants his severance package.
Yep.
Which is hundreds of millions of dollars.
128 million, I think. 120 million. He's worth 700 million, but he stands to lose his $120 million severance package.
I think he'll get by.
He managed to convince Julie that none of this was true and that he's being screwed over.
You know me, they don't know me.
Come on, Julie, come on. Moonves is believed to have stopped his vile workplace behavior when he married her.
Because guess how much he'll lose when she divorces him.
So apparently he did stop doing all of this when he married her in 2004. But the source, who said Chen is not believed to have contacted a lawyer, it did stop when he married her. That's true, but I don't see how she continues in the marriage. So, and I don't know. It just seems that this is so pervasive. I guess I just don't know what it means to be a powerful man. At 60 Minutes. For decades, 60 Minutes has reigned as the top television news show, bringing in hundreds of journalistic awards, not to mention weekly ratings for CBS that were the envy of the industry. That success allowed 60 Minutes to operate independently from the larger network news division, but that independence came at a cost. The show proved unable to prevent inappropriate conduct by some of its top executives, according to lawyers hired by the CBS Corporation Board of Directors to investigate the workplace culture of 60 Minutes. In a draft report for the board, investigators wrote that the physical, administrative, and cultural separation between 60 Minutes and the rest of CBS News permitted misconduct by some 60 Minutes employees. The executive producer of 60 Minutes, Jeff Fager, fired in September after he threatened a CBS News reporter looking into allegations about his behavior. The investigators wrote that the firing was justified, adding that Mr. Fager had engaged in certain acts of sexual misconduct with colleagues and failed to stop misbehavior by others. Don Hewitt, the creator of 60 Minutes, apparently he was, and Fager was his right-hand man, and he did,
Who is not?
I don't get it.
Is that a shorter list?
I don't get it. Here it is. John Kelly is expected to resign as White House Chief of Staff in the coming days. Sources familiar with the situation unfolding on the West Wing tell CNN. 17 months in, Kelly and President Trump have reached stalemate in their relationship and is no longer seen as tenable by either party. Though Trump asked Kelly over the summer to stay as Chief of Staff for 2 more years, the two have stopped speaking. The expected departure would end a tumultuous tenure for Kelly, who was brought on to try and bring order to the White House, but whose time as Chief of Staff has often been marked by infighting and controversy that has largely defined Trump's presidency from the beginning.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it because we won. It doesn't matter. Well, we won.
Many of the storms in which Kelly became embroiled were by his own making. Trump is actively discussing a replacement plan, though a person involved in the process said nothing is final, and ultimately nothing is final until Trump announces it. Potential replacements include Nick Ayers, Vice President Mike Pence's Chief of Staff, who is still seen as a leading contender. CNN last month reported that Trump was considering potential replacements for several senior positions in his administration as part of post-midterm staff shakeup. News of Kelly's imminent departure was first reported by Axios. Boy, they're starting to become a big player.
And you know who you don't hear anything from? Mike Pence.
Yep, he is.
That's because he's positioning himself because he knows he will be the president before too much longer.
Well, for a bit, because he was in on the transition. He was head of it.
It seems to me that if Kelly's gone, I think that's a pretty good sign that things will be over for the Trump administration.
I'm president, and you're not.
I'm not getting excited about anything.
Well, don't get excited because Pence is not anything to crow about. A mountain lion caused quite a buzz in Harriman after appearing on the side of the Bacchus Highway and hanging out in the open near cars and people over the course of a couple of days.
Just out there smoking.
Brady Meekum said that he often sees wildlife on the Bacchus Highway near it. His phone is filled with video and photos of what he spots while driving in the area between Kennecott and 118th South. I drive this road almost every day. I drive it slow. I can see deer and elk all the time. It doesn't compare, though, to what he and many others saw Wednesday. Right across from the Kennecott entrance, he saw cars parked, decided to pull over, and everybody was watching a mountain lion. It was just laying there, looking around next to a deer carcass. Got his phone out and attached it to his binoculars and captured pictures and video. He was just hanging out there. He said it's bizarre because usually they're very reclusive, but
so it means they're probably sick.
Well, he had a deer carcass there. He was ready to eat. So he wasn't so sick. He wasn't like trapped in the bathroom like you were.
I didn't have a deer carcass with me.
Governor Herbert announced yesterday his $19 billion budget recommendations for 2020, including a $200 million tax cut for low-income families. Budgets tend to be just a bunch of abstract numbers, Herbert said, but budgets are very important because they do illustrate what our priorities are. Herbert's budget priorities showed through as he designated $100 million to air quality and $116 million for mental health counseling. We've done some good things, but we're not where we need to be to have thriving communities and a successful quality of life, Herbert said. Executive Director Tom Carter with the Utah Clean Air Partnership, UCARE, said the new funding is good news. Those kinds of funds will be used to move some of our dirtier cars off the road. And there will be tax cuts for lower-income families. New Deadpool poster. You seen this?
Yep. There are several Deadpool posters, but this is one of them.
This is Once Upon a Deadpool, and it... You'll believe in miracles, states the new poster for Once Upon a Deadpool, newest Marvel movie in the Deadpool franchise, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah.
There's a reason Richie's coming in the studio.
The 20th Century Fox poster shows Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool in place of Jesus Christ, and it is like a painting called The Second Coming, painted by Harry Anderson, commissioned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the 60s. The LDS Church has not commented on the poster. Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool, posted the image on his Instagram, and it just says, I will never forgive David Leitch for what he did to that dog in John Wick. Once Upon a Deadpool, December 12th. So there it is. Now, is Ryan Reynolds, he has some connection with the LDS Church, right?
No, you're thinking of Ryan Gosling.
Oh, that's right.
Ryan Gosling.
No, Bill's not wrong. Blake Lively, his wife, has some connection here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a Mormon.
No.
It's further
than that, but there's a very tenuous Mormon connection there. Like she has cousins.
Her aunt She has family here.
As you mentioned, though, with that picture, commissioned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but the painter, a Seventh-day Adventist.
Not a Mormon, but he just did it for the church.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. It's kind of, I don't know. And I guess Ryan Reynolds just likes the picture and thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Weather, traffic?
Not meant to be a comment on the...
No, it's...
On the... Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Random Jesus picture.
It is.
Yes.
It's so random.
Yes.
And if any member of the church is taking offense to it, they're being very, very sensitive.
No comment. No comment that they are.
Yeah. Sports, weather, traffic.
You got the Titans over the Jaguars, 30-9 in Thursday night football.
Oh, somebody broke or tied a record 99-yard touchdown run.
Ah, yes.
Forget who it was that set that record initially, but
And Jazz over Houston, 118-91. And Donovan Mitchell got called for jury duty, and he got a letter from his mom saying, please excuse Donovan Mitchell. He has to play the basketball, and he can't be on your jury duty, at least until the summertime, because he gets a break then. Weather, we've got smoggy conditions, unfortunately not going to be any better probably until the middle of next week. So please limit your driving and idling if you can. If we all would like to breathe, 35 for a high today. Traffic, don't forget that earlier fatality crash at 31st South and Redwood Road. It was a huge accident that's going to take them a while to work their way through, so avoid that area. Crash Main Street 6 North, that's in Brigham City. Crash westbound I-80, milepost 129. This is just east of I-215, right shoulder being affected there. Got a crash SR-36. This is out in Tooele County at Saddleback Boulevard. And crash 90th South, 40th West in West Jordan. Crash westbound I-80, milepost 129. That's just east of I-215. Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 in a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
All right, here's Boehner candidate number 3. Keep your shirt on, copper. I'll be in later. Police departments have been using Facebook and other social media, but Facebook, to find criminals for quite some time. But Richard Washington Police Department had no idea they would create viral content this past Wednesday with their social media, posted one of their usual Wanted Wednesday calls for action. And to their surprise, the perp replied himself. Anthony Akers, wanted for failure to comply, replied to their Wanted Wednesday post, telling them to, quote, calm down, I'm going to turn myself in. That's when the fun started. After a few chatty posts and some unfulfilled promises, Mr. Akers, in fact, did come down to the police station and turn himself in, but not before posting a photo of the process. He'll have some fun behind bars and maybe access to Facebook. And it doesn't say here what his crime was. I was going to look up a few more details about the story, but I didn't have time. It doesn't say what his crime was. I think it was petty theft or something like that. He has to serve a little bit of time behind bars, but he saw that he was wanted. He said, okay, keep your shirt on, coppers. I'll be in later. And he did, in fact, go turn himself in. Boehner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1. Well, we had the dogs and we had the kids, so, we flipped the coin. It's a man and a woman who admitted driving from Arizona to Wyoming with kids in the trunk, German shepherds in the back seat of the car. That's a 900-mile trip, by the way. Boehner candidate number 2, cheesecake giveaway turns ugly. Cheesecake Factory in Virginia, and they were giving away just hundreds and hundreds of slices of cheesecake in a promotion, and it got so frantic that streets were blocked, and then there was an injury, and somebody ended up in jail and in the hospital. And Boehner candidate number 3, keep your shirt on, copper. I'll be in later.
All right, let's go. This is round 2 of your boners. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to boner fights and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it's the winner of round 2. Good for you. You're not boner of the day yet. You got to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. You did that an hour ago. So pick your champion for round 2 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember that candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. And then text that to 33986. Pretty easy to do. Just the single digit in the message of the text. That's all we need so the computer can count that. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696 to vote. Or go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boehner voting December 7 and vote there. You got about 4.5 minutes is all, though, so let's go. It's round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find our missionaries tracting underground on Janus 6. Wow, would you look at these caverns? They're incredible.
You sure we have the right planet?
Yeah, I am. Janus 6. Why'd you ask?
Oh, just because this planet is uninhabited, that's all.
Well, I'm sure that Zone Leader Hansen had a good reason to send us here.
Yeah, like all the residents of this planet were killed by some unknown force, and he's hoping that we stumble upon it.
Now, Butch, you be nice. Hey, looky here. Perfectly round, shiny rocks.
Hey, a collection of bowling balls. Well, maybe there is life on this planet after all.
I don't think those are bowling balls. Hey, you shouldn't be touching those.
Well, you're right. They ain't bowling balls. The weight's all wrong, and they don't have holes drilled in them. Hey, you hear that?
You mean the menacing sound of a big rock sneaking up on us?
Yeah. What do you think it is?
Well, from the looks of it, I'd say it's a big rock sneaking up on us.
What the flip?
Oh, you better put down the bowling ball real slow and easy, Butch. I don't think the big rock that's been sneaking up on us likes the way you're handling it, and it's staring at us, too.
Okay, here you go.
It's backing off. Excuse me, Mr. or Mrs. Big Rock. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi. Hey, look, it's burning some words into the cavern floor. Me, Horta, these my babies. No kill I. Hey, she's friendly, and she has kids, so it means she must be married.
Mrs. Horta, we represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons. Hey, she just crossed out the no from no kill I.
Oh, so much for being a friendly rock.
Looks like this might just be a time to make an exit there, Lehigh. Let me just grab one of these little rocks as a souvenir. My cousin would love to have a real live pet rock.
I don't think she wants you to have one of our babies, Butch. Look out! Is this the end of our missionaries? Will Butch get to send a pet rock home to his cousin? Will Lehigh make him put it back? Is it legal to bowl with a silicone-like form egg? To find out the answers to these questions, tune in next time to hear Butch say...
Okay, lady, back off or the little rock gets it.
Now, Butch, that's no way to talk to a prospective convert. Now give her back her baby. On the next bone-chilling episode of Space Elders!
Bad news. We're shutting down the circus.
Shutting it down, but why?
A terrible video got out.
Which one?
The video we sell here at the circus.
Radio from Hell on Utah's original alternative X96.
All right, let's award round 2 of the Boehner voting.
All right, and round 2 of the voting is brought to you in part by Juanita's famous corn chips.
Juanita has famous corn
Well, they
chips?
are. I think they're famous.
And join X96 and the Utah Grizzlies for the best entertainment in the galaxy. It's the Utah Grizzlies' annual Star Wars night, Saturday, December 15th at the Maverick Center. There will be a specialty jersey auction to benefit Make-A-Wish Foundation. Plus, if you come dressed up for the event, like a stormtrooper or Jedi or whatever, you can win some cool prizes and also listen to X96 for your chance to win tickets to the game.
So, Boehner candidate number 1. Well, we had the dog, we had the kids, so, we flipped a coin to see who would ride in the trunk and who would ride in the back seat. And those are, they're lovely German Shepherds, and the German Shepherds won. You got to ride in the back seat. The kids rode in the trunk 900 miles from Arizona to Wyoming. Fair is fair, don't you think?
Agreed.
Yeah. Boehner candidate number 2, cheesecake giveaway turns ugly. It did. Boehner candidate number 3, keep your shirt on, Copper, I'll be in later. He did. Josh Green won a Boehner t-shirt and the clear-cut winner, as we knew it would be. Boehner candidate number 1.
Yeah.
We flipped a coin, and the dogs won.
All right, that's your winner of round 2's voting. It now goes forward to Boehner Fight. It might be Boehner of the day. You'll have to be here at 9:20 to decide.
So, our new hearing aid wearing...
Yeah? I got the hearing aid in the right ear. I only have it in the one ear. That's a little weird.
Is it working?
Yeah, you bet.
You can tell a difference?
Yes, 100%. I can tell a difference.
Should have done it a while ago.
I don't know that I'm going to keep doing it because I don't know that I want to spend. They're expensive. It's hearing aids are a racket. It's probably $3,000 for what I'm demoing right now.
Well, it's not a racket if you hear a lot better and you like it.
$3,000.
But that's not a racket.
They do cost more than they should.
Right.
Do they really?
Yeah, because they know that your insurance or Medicare or somebody will kick in the dough for it.
Right.
Usually.
Yeah.
No.
So wait, you're demoing it?
Yeah, you get 30 days. So interesting thing about federal law, you have to be able to demo a hearing aid for 30 days.
So you're just going to have it for 30 days and then not buy it?
I'll make the decision at 30 days. Day 1, less than 24 hours in on it, I'm probably not going to get one. I'm just trying it out. I wanted to see if there was any difference at all, and I can notice a difference.
But is it $3,000?
Yeah,
difference?
is it $3,000 difference, or will I wait?
Yeah.
But here's what I've heard.
What?
And I'm sure they told you this.
Mine won't get worse. Is that what you're going to say?
What do you mean it won't get worse?
Because my eardrum is missing. That's why it's a different kind of hearing loss.
But your brain rewires to compensate.
Right.
It's like, oh, I'm not hearing that way. I guess I need to do something else.
The other part of it, though, is if I have perfectly good hearing, then I'm held responsible for the things that you guys ask me to do. And I would rather have that ear as an excuse. Oh, no, actually, which side of me? Which side of me were you on when you asked me to do that?
I didn't hear that.
So is your hearing affecting your singing telegram business?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Because that's why you came in here.
Yeah, I did a singing telegram the other day.
He'll sing off key whether he has a good hearing.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Best hearing in the world, still tone deaf.
Yeah.
Normally this time of year, it's Richie the Elf. But I was asked to be Richie the Unicorn the other day.
Somebody pays you to do that?
People pay me very well. Because let me ask you, Gina, a very real question.
Okay.
If not me to do a singing telegram and you wanted to do one, and I'm being serious, who do you know that would do that?
I don't know.
No one else.
You're the guy.
I don't know anyone who would do it, and I wouldn't. And the reason I don't know anyone is because I don't want anyone to do it.
It is a limited amount of people who will, first of all, do it, and then second of all, are willing to do it at a drop of a hat.
So anyway, you went to some sort of cybersecurity place.
So I went to this place. I had very minimal amount of information about this guy. His name was Anmal. I'm sure he doesn't mind me mentioning his name. He's 26 years old, loves EDM music, and that was what I was told.
Okay.
He's not from Utah.
Okay.
But I didn't know what kind of business I was necessarily walking into.
Right.
I get up third floor. It's here in Salt Lake, and there is the entire wall of screens. And imagine, if you will, like Carrie in Star Wars, the manipulating the screens, and they can go this way and this way, and it's just a big wall of screens. And I'm like, what have I got myself into? It wasn't New York Stock Exchange. That's what I thought. Maybe these were day traders or something. I come in, I do this whole singing telegram, and then I get done and I say, what is it you guys do here? And they say cybersecurity, and we have different levels of cybersecurity. And I said, all right. And so I'll tell you a little bit about that first. But they said, well, what's your birth given name? And I said, Richard Stedman. And they said, they type little things in, and they said, you got a Hotmail address, right? And I said, yeah. That's my main email address. And they said,
"Is this use a Hotmail?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still waiting for my new AOL disk. Okay. But they show me on the screen. They said, "Is this your password?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "And is that your social security number?" Now, social security number, everybody's social security numbers have been leaked out.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I was like, "Yeah."
Passwords are weird.
And they're like, "Is that the last 5 addresses that you've lived at?"
That's pretty easy to find.
Is that your step? Anyway, so it was just creepy. Is this your credit score? Are these the accounts that you have? And I was like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and back right out of here. But here's what's awesome. So on those screens that I was mentioning, they have different levels of cybersecurity that they do. They have one level where they man it from this place, right? Hey, we noticed that you're getting attacked. We're going to work you through this on the phone. Can you be there? But then they have like these high-level cybersecurity guys who are required to bring a couple days of clothes in a bag, like a go bag. And so they go to work, and if there's a certain level of cyber attack or cyber hack that goes on, they have to then grab their computer from their desk, they grab their go bag, and they don't know when they're going to come back. They get sent out immediately to wherever these places are. And these guys service accounts from all over the world.
It's a little creepy.
Here's the creepiest
Who
part.
hires them?
All sorts of huge companies. They couldn't give me client names, but large companies.
Can you tell us the name of the company that you went to?
It was Brain Trace, I think is what it's called.
Well, what's the creepiest part? And then we got to go.
Just the creepiest thing was that they can hack into my account. They can know yours. What's your name? Gina Barberi. Is this your password? Yeah.
They know everything.
They know everything about you.
You don't know everything about me.
They don't know everything about me.
Creepy.
I have records that have been locked up.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet they can get them.
Well, they
want me to
probably
challenge
can.
them?
Nope.
No, because I don't want them looking at them. Now they're looking.
Everything's really ugly in Parley's Canyon. It's very congested because of an accident at Mountain Dell. It's going to take you over an hour to get to the airport if you're coming from Park City and trying to go down Parley's. It's drive time. It says 63 minutes through there. That's the biggest issue I can see so far. And let's see, I-15 northbound just before Layton Parkway stopped. Highway Patrol is swerving in the lanes and stopping traffic. That came from a friend of the program. Looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
You don't need any special clearance to go to BigOTires.com.
Anybody can go there.
Yeah, go there and get yourself some information about the Big O Tire store near you, and then go get some snow tires starting at just $49.95. Big O Tires wants you and your family to be prepared for the winter because it's here. So get snow tires at Big O Tires starting at $49.95, and also check out the no credit needed financing available. They have financing tailored to you. They know that if you need snow tires, you need them now, and it can be kind of tough on your budget. So they will work with you. They also have all kinds of levels of snow tires that you can spend. If you've got the money, you can spend more for snow tires. Believe me, $49.95 is the starting price. They also do all kinds of things at Big O Tires for your car: brakes, batteries, wiper blades, all of that stuff that you need. And 40 locations, so there's bound to be a Big O Tire store near you. Just go to BigOTires.com. They are the team you trust.
The holidays are
I didn't see any of this. I just heard it secondhand.
I had a major breakthrough with Gina this weekend when we were in L.A. I got her drunk 3 times.
He did.
And it wasn't hard.
It cost him total of $10
Yeah.
for all three times.
Each time.
He's a cheap drunk.
Well, see, this is a little secret. You don't take a girl to dinner and then drinks. You always take her to drinks first.
Sure.
Because she's drinking on an empty stomach.
Yes, she is.
Now, you tell me what you remember, and I'll fill in the holes.
Well, I remember...
Because there were some things that she said that she doesn't remember.
I think you're making stuff up to make me think I was drunker than you think I am.
I'm not making anything up. I don't need to.
make you thinker than I drunk I am.
Yeah.
So the first night we were there, Bill was with his family doing family stuff. So Carrie...
Every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Carrie was babysitting me.
Because Gina has to have somebody babysit.
I was all alone.
Usually it's both of us, Carrie and I. And when it's Carrie and it's me babysitting Gina, it's like those old cartoons with the little devil on one shoulder and the good angel on the other shoulder. Carrie, of course, being the little devil.
Carrie's been trying to get me drunk for years.
Well, I beg you to start drinking.
Yeah.
And I say,
wasn't
no.
doing it on my own.
And I always say, no, you don't have to.
It's okay. So we go to Trader Vic's, which is in the hotel.
It's connected to.
It's an old hotel, so there's no straight route to get to Trader Vic's. You have to wind through hallways and...
Because they never do things like that in new buildings.
No, well, it just...
Sure been around a lot, haven't you?
It was a circuitous route to get there.
Sure.
And we sit down, and Ben, the bartender, brings over the menu. And this is the menu of the drinks, not the menu of the food.
Trader Vic's, famous for its big frou-frou.
Fruity drinks. Drinks served in coconuts with parasols and giant chunks of, watermelon and pineapple.
You can buy Trader Vic's syrups and things for drinks.
And I said, well, I'd like a margarita because it's whenever I do actually have a mixed drink, that's the one I have. And I said, do you think I can get one?
She doesn't have a real margarita. She has a snow cone, essentially.
Yeah, because a real margarita is not blended.
No.
So I said, well, I'd like that. And Carrie said, well, I'm sure he can make you that. And I said, no, I'm here. I'm going to order something off the
You
menu.
go, girl. Empowerment.
So she ordered, what was it? I don't remember
know.
what it was
It
called. Some kind of rum punch thing.
Yeah.
Come on. You don't know that?
I don't remember what it was called.
Okay.
It was it was in a tall glass. It was red. It looked like Hawaiian punch.
Had umbrellas and
had a
fruit
chunk of
and-
pineapple and all that stuff.
Okay.
And I had one.
Yeah.
And this is before the food. And then Carrie ordered another, and he made me get another. And that was it.
That was it. She was gone.
Where did she go?
Empty stomach, drink and a half. She was in outer space.
I was giggling, and I kept leaning on you, I think.
You did.
Did I touch you a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then you told me after the fact that I was saying
I want you to
things.
tell me what you remember. Then I will fill in the holes. What do you remember after that?
I remember I ordered a steak.
Uh-huh.
And
you like the steak.
The
you
steak
ate
was
ate
good.
it all.
Yeah. And, lettuce wraps. I had some lettuce wraps.
She was proud of the fact that she had a lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
And this is all after one drink.
Yeah.
I had a fortune cookie with a misspelling on it.
Oh, did you save that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I have that. That's all I remember, really.
You remember going back to the room?
Did you guys go back to the same room?
Or did you just wake up in your room?
No, I went back there somehow.
You went back to your room and then you watched Dances with Wolves.
Oh, that's what I did.
That's what you do remember.
Because it was on HBO. Although I always have to turn it off when the white man comes, because that's when it gets sad.
I always have to turn it, which implies, of course, that she watches it over and over and over again.
Okay.
So that's what I remember.
That's what you remember. Okay.
What is she leaving out?
A lot.
What?
Giggling uncontrollably.
About?
Being drunk.
This is.
I'm a naughty girl.
This is a drink and a half.
And I kept calling her.
I'm not exaggerating.
All I had to do to elicit, not kidding, 3 minutes worth of uncontrolled giggling was call her Drinky McWeather. That was all I had to do.
Well, see, it's working now and she's sober, so I think she's sober.
I have muscle memory from
Drinky McWeather.
How would it be possible for you to have muscle memory? It would imply muscles.
That's right. All through the rest of dinner, she just kept laughing when she wasn't eating, and she kept saying, I'm not a cheap date. I'm not a cheap date. I said, no, Gina, of course you're not. You drank on an empty stomach. It's more efficient that way.
But I never do. I'm
not a cheap date. I'm not a cheap date.
I never do that. I surprised myself how drunk I was on so little alcohol.
Now, the other thing she left out was when she was sober. When we were walking to Trader Vic's, that long walk that she talked about, there's a very long hallway to get there.
Yeah.
So now she's plastered, and we're heading back to the room. And she stops at the entrance to this long hallway, kind of teeters a bit, steadies herself with her elbow up against the wall of the hallway.
Good Lord.
And
you remember
says-
this? Yeah.
And says, man, that's a long hallway.
I had to work up the courage to walk down it.
Well, apparently your bar manager, Mr. Ben Chung at Trader Vic's at the Beverly Hilton, Mr. Ben Chung being the bar
That's
manager.
who waited on us.
Was it really?
It was Ben.
He's famous.
He apparently mixed you a fine drink.
Yes, he did.
Ben Chung. He's famous. He cared. He made my Mai Tai with love.
He
Ben
did.
Chung did.
I saw him add the
Because
love.
I went there later and had someone else mix me another Mai Tai, and it wasn't as good.
Wasn't Ben.
Ben's the guy.
Well, you should have taken it up with the general manager, Mr. Chai Rohana.
Also a good man.
Yeah.
I saw him. I saw the name Chai on his name
There
tag,
you
and I
go.
and I chuckled because I was like, I love to drink chai.
Yeah.
I wonder if he uses that.
He's the
Anyway,
general manager.
so I get her to her elevator because she was in a different wing of the hotel than we were. Get her to her
I
elevator.
don't remember this part at all.
She took my hand as if she was going to kiss it.
You're making this.
I'm not making this up. And said, thank you so much, Carrie Jackson. Thank you.
Good Lord.
I'm not making that
And
part.
then, and given that, you put her on an elevator by herself?
I thought she'd be okay.
I'll bet she slept in the hall outside of her room for a good 2 hours.
I made it back and watched Dances with Wolves.
So
Yeah,
the
for a
second-
while.
So the second night, I got her drunk out at the El Torito Grill, and she got in the car, and after she made me take her to Cheesecake Factory to get a slice of cheesecake to go,
Well, we were
Right.
on our way.
We were there.
she says, I'm going to get this, I'm going to eat it on the way home, she said. Well, she laid down in the back of the car and fell asleep.
I didn't eat it.
And then didn't eat the cheesecake because it had been out too long.
Yeah.
Third
And
night,
you said I snored.
yeah, you did. It was so. She has a cute little snore. It's funny. And then the third was I got her drunk on good margaritas at Tortilla Joe's in downtown Disney, and made her walk around Disneyland drunk.
3 nights in a row.
You're still
Not only-
hungover, aren't you?
Not only do I never do that, I certainly have never done it 3 nights in a row.
Wouldn't you like to do it again now that you've done it?
I can be drinky McWeather all the time.
You know,
on,
you can
Drinky.
do that at home every night if you want.
No, that's just sad, is what that is.
Why? I do it.
You call it sad. I call it fun.
Yeah, but you're not alone.
I call it relaxing.
Yeah.
You're not alone. It's sad when you drink alone.
You have a son.
Yeah.
Honey, go get mommy a
Yeah.
drink.
Go get Mommy a Mai Tai out of the fridge. One of the cans of Trader Vic's.
I'm going to teach you how to make the perfect margarita. There we go. All right. Yes?
We've got the Redux Nutcracker, Kingsbury Hall, December 12th through the 22nd, and it's odysseydance.com. You can buy tickets by going to the Kingsbury Hall box office, or you can win them by texting us right now. Text the word MUSIC, MUSIC, to 33986.
We've got a couple of minutes here. What's going on, Dylan?
Well, Gina should tell you that her podcast, the Remain Seated with Gina Barberi podcast, drops today.
What? How? She was sick for 2 days.
Well, I guess Festus found somebody to guest host for Gina on the podcast.
Is that allowed?
Yeah.
I mean,
are there podcast rules I'm not following?
Well, it's the Gina Barberi podcast.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Sometimes it's not Johnny.
Sometimes it's Joan Rivers.
No, it's not Johnny Carson.
He's dead.
They never change.
Jimmy Fallon.
But so the Joan Rivers to Gina's Johnny Carson for this episode of Remain Seated was me.
You and Festus?
Festus and I sat down yesterday at my studio and recorded like a 25-minute episode. Like your second longest episode ever. And we...
Should I not have let this happen?
Well, we're going to see.
I think this was a bad choice.
We talk a little bit about childhoods following around Bill and Gina.
Oh, yeah.
Taking pictures and standing there awkwardly.
Because Festus is kind of in charge of my podcast. I just show up.
I like that. He's kind of in charge.
Kind of in charge of it. And I was sick yesterday, and he's like, "Mom, you can't just not do it." Like Carrie Jackson is Bill's not a good example, but Carrie's never missed.
Which I think is ridiculous.
We missed once because of a technical problem. I mean, even one of our panelists died, and we didn't miss an episode.
Right, but if you went out of town, you went on safari in Africa for 6 weeks, the Geek Show would continue.
Probably.
They'd figure it out. You'd either tape a bunch of stuff before you went, and they would fill in.
Yeah,
you
got to do it.
See, and that's entirely too dedicated, I think.
Yeah.
I would just put it on hiatus for 6 weeks.
So we talk a little bit about that, and then we spent the last half talking about some stuff going on in Festus's life that Gina has told me never to bring up in front of her. So I won't say what that is.
Oh,
and it's not there for her to listen to because she doesn't know how to listen to podcasts.
We talk about that as well.
Am I going to regret telling you guys to do this?
You might regret it. So it's the Remain Seated podcast.
I regret knowing about it. I won't ever listen to it.
Guy is wondering if the name of this episode, Traumatic Radio Childhoods.
I don't know what he's going to name it. We'll have to see when it drops.
About noon is when.
About noon. Okay.
Dylan's radio childhood wasn't ever really very traumatic, I don't think. I always let him. He always liked to come along with me to things, but he never really wanted to be. To get up and speak into the microphone or everything. He liked to come and stand next to me. You remember that? He would stand next to me and look out over the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He liked doing that.
I do like looking out over crowds.
You still like doing that?
On my Twitter profile, one of the things I like is looking out over crowds.
And Dylan, you're not doing this very well. You said we went over to my studio. You should tell
Podspace. Podspaceit.com for all your podcast things. We don't mention that during the Remain Seated podcast at all.
No.
Jimmy points out she's only had that podcast for 2 months.
And she's missed.
And one she can't remain seated. Change the name to She Cheated.
No.
Oh, snap.
People are allowed to get sick, okay?
This might be the best episode of Remain Seated. How would you feel about that? What if...
Wait a minute.
Listen, she was home losing 6 pounds worth of germs.
That's right.
It was good. All right, so that was interesting experience.
Then you can have it. You can have my podcast.
I don't want it.
Yes, you do.
A little bit.
How long was it? How long? What's
like
the length?
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So almost. You should say it was nearly half an hour.
It was nearly half an hour. I think your longest episode, Festus said, was 27 minutes.
Yeah.
And we were going to break the record, but I had another podcast who was waiting to come in.
So you had more to say.
No, I wasn't on the other podcast.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had way more to say.
Well, maybe a part 2 is in the making.
Yeah, next time you get sick, we'll do part 2.
Oh, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Traumatic Radio Childhood
During
Part
Sundance,
2.
right?
Yeah.
You always get sick
it'll
during
be
Sundance.
during Sundance.
February.
She won't be on one of those broadcasts.
Shut up! I am a human being.
Yes.
I'm not a robot.
When you get too full of germs, you'll be sick again.
Guy in the chat room. On the next episode of Traumatic Radio Childhoods, we discuss alcohol, fake names, and being ignored.
Yeah. Don't forget being taken to a strip club by your father for radio
what?
things.
Yeah.
That would be a traumatic thing.
That's why I'm taking Festus.
Yes. He's turning 21 in like a week or something.
Is it?
We'll have to make some plans for
couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
I don't want to know about it. There's more things I don't want to know
Carrie and I
about.
will make some plans. You
All
won't
right,
be
let me
involved
know.
or mentioned.
Let me know.
Don't tell her about the intravenous drug use.
Okay.
You know how awkward it is to, you know who the big sponsor of Remain Seated podcast is? It's Black Velvet Boutique. And they sponsor this too. I talk with my son about Black Velvet Boutique.
Do you?
Yeah.
Gee, I'd do a pre-recorded.
I would too.
If I were you.
Carrie,
I sure would.
All right.
being confident in the bedroom is sexy and nothing to be embarrassed about. You shouldn't be embarrassed shopping at Black Velvet Boutique. Nice people work there. It's a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource, and they have a brand new location. It's their grand reopening. 595 South State Street in Clearfield. Now, their website is still the same, blackvelvetboutique.com, or you can call them 801-525-1583, open 7 days a week. If you go in and mention Radio from Hell, they'll give you special discounts. Enjoy the best parts about being an adult. Go to Black Velvet Boutique. Be confident. Christmas is a great time to give gifts for you and your partner that you can all enjoy. Great stocking stuffers at Black Velvet Boutique, 595 South State Street in Clearfield.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
Be a part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. You'll need that information to vote for Boehner of the Day. That'll be here in about 6 minutes. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
Well, they looked lovely. The Weeknd and on-again, off-again girlfriend Bella Hadid continue to bring their love and romance to Singapore.
And we're all richer for it.
Aren't we? It's amazing. It's just amazing. President Donald Trump sent a flurry of tweets criticizing special counsel Robert Mueller and others ahead of several anticipated developments in the Russia investigation. Typo-ridden rant on Twitter sent over the course of an early Friday, or an hour early Friday this morning, questioned Mueller's work, criticized key figures from Justice Department official Bruce Orr to Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. Mueller's office is expected to submit a document today detailing how Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign manager, violated his plea agreement. Many of Trump's tweets attempted to preemptively undermine the report.
Yeah, that ain't going to help.
Mueller's team is also expected to file a memo today with recommendations for sentencing former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen, who pleaded guilty to lying to Congress. Trump tweeted about former FBI Director James Comey, who will speak with the House Judiciary Committee today. Robert Mueller and lion leaker James Comey are best friends, just one of many Mueller conflicts of interest. And by the way, wasn't the woman in charge of prosecuting Jerome Corsi, who I do not know, in charge of legal at the corrupt Clinton Foundation? Total witch hunt.
Word salad.
Will Robert Mueller's big-time conflicts of interest be listed at the top of his Republicans-only report? Will Andrew Weissman's horrible and vicious prosecutorial past be listed in the report? He wrongly destroyed people's lives, took down great companies, only to be overturned 9-0.
Word salad.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it because we won. It doesn't matter. Well, we won.
Really? Oh, and by the way, his chief of staff, General Kelly, is leaving. They don't speak anymore.
I'm president, and you're not.
The process of getting President Trump to answer special counsel Robert Mueller's questions concerning the ongoing investigation into the Russia interference in U.S. elections was, according to Giuliani, a nightmare. It took him about 3 weeks to do what would normally take 2 days, Giuliani told The Atlantic in an interview published yesterday. In November, the president addressed the topic of the special counsel's questions, telling reporters that he was asked a series of questions that I answered very easily. Trump's legal team submitted written answers to the questions on November 20th. It's not uncommon for Trump to contradict the sentiments of someone else in the White House. In late October, Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said Mexico had stepped up in an unprecedented way with regard to migrant caravans planning to enter the United States. And Trump, again, unsurprisingly, contradicted her that same morning by saying Mexico was unwilling to step up. So that happens all the time.
You know, I guess it says something like high crimes and all. I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job.
It's coming down today. One person is dead and another transported to hospital after a fatal crash in West Valley City early this morning. Been talking about it this morning just in terms of the traffic. One of the vehicles involved was split into 3 different pieces.
Wow. One car. And
one of the drivers involved was possibly under the influence of alcohol. Tradition be damned. You better be on your toes about this, Gina.
Okay.
If you don't have a car big enough to haul a Christmas tree home this year, but you still want a live tree,
yes,
Amazon Prime will ship one to you in a box. A live
tree?
Yep.
This is going to cut into my business.
Yeah, from now until November 19, you can pre-order your tree for delivery.
November 19?
Oh, yeah. I'm a little late on this story. Missed it.
But the fact that that is not okay.
A balsam fir tree, a Black Hill spruce, or a Fraser fir, 6 feet 7 inches, or 6 to 7 feet. Not as big as some of the trees you would find at the stores, the tree farms, but $100 to $110. Quite a bit more expensive than comparable trees, but they say they guarantee them they would be live.
No, the experience is you go to the tree lot with the family and you wander up and down and you each pick your favorite then you argue about it.
I just clicked on live Amazon Prime live Christmas trees, and so you can wander with your mouse through the.
Exactly.
It's really you can gather the whole family around the computer.
You have to
spray a little pine scent.
You have to
get out a bottle of Pine Sol.
Run your hand along the branches and see if the needles fall out. You see how fresh it is.
They're
you
beautiful.
gotta smell it.
I know some poorly treated worker has done that for me.
They will, yeah. This will be great. This is great.
No.
Next year, this is what we're doing. We'll get our tree in a box, and it's guaranteed delivery. And finally, this. A new study says that women will sleep better next to their dogs than to their significant others. 962 women living in the United States were interviewed. 55% of them shared the bed with at least one dog. 31% of them shared the bed with at least one cat. The study revealed that 57% of the women shared the bed with a human partner. Dogs were less likely to wake up their owners in the middle of the night than cats and humans. The study also found that both cats and humans were both disruptive to a woman's sleep cycle and provided them with lesser feelings of comfort and security than dogs. The dog owners also said earlier sleep and wake times than cat owners and participants without pets. Dog ownership and its associated responsibilities may cause individuals to adhere to a stricter routine. Keeping to a consistent sleep schedule may be beneficial to dog owners. Dog owners, they have better sleep routines and they sleep more soundly when they sleep with dogs.
I can vouch for all that.
Kick your husband to another room and sleep with a dog.
It's Boehner Fight, the final round.
All right, here we go. 2 really good candidates here for Boehner Fight. And this is, I don't know. So the winner from round 1, 7 o'clock hour. Sorry, rules is rules. Now push. Police forcing a Bronx woman to give birth while handcuffed. They said these are the rules. She was in shackles. They took her to the hospital. She went into labor, took her to the hospital, had her shackled to the bed, arms and legs. The hospital kept protesting. Finally, they unshackled her except for her arm. They kept one arm shackled, and she gave birth while shackled to the bed. That was Boehner candidate number 1, or that is Boehner candidate number 1. Going against number 2, we had the dog and the kids, and so we flipped a coin. A man and a woman driving from Arizona to Wyoming. Wasn't room in the car for both the kids and the dogs. The kids ended up in the trunk, the 2 German Shepherds in the back seat. There you go. That's number 2.
All right, that's your 2 candidates to be Boner of the Day. You've got to decide which one of them is the worst, which one of these 2 deserve to be Boner of the Day. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, December 7. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've got 4.5 minutes. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
So weird.
What?
I took the garbage out last night about 5 o'clock, right? This morning, I'm backing out to come to work.
Okay.
And one of my cans is tipped over and open, and the other one is still up but open.
Mine too. I stopped in the driveway this morning. I'm pulling out of the driveway, and one of my cans was knocked over. The other one moved.
Gets weirder. Did you notice the rest of your neighborhood?
I did not.
I drove up my street because I thought I saw, but I couldn't quite tell. It looked like others had this happen.
Are you guys unfamiliar with wind? It was really windy last night.
It was?
Is this
It was?
I didn't know.
When was it really windy?
It's not been any more windy than
No,
usual.
it was really windy last night.
It wasn't windy when the cans went out.
Well,
were put out. Was it windy after I went to bed?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't get
it.
home last night until almost 10 o'clock.
Oh,
so we were asleep.
Just think it's funny.
So what do you think?
My cans were
Well, it was
tipped
weird.
over. What?
But what?
Wouldn't your first thought be? I wonder if the wind blew my cans.
No,
that was my first.
That
was my first thought until I saw everyone else's, and I'm like,
I didn't think that at all.
Because again, it wasn't. I woke up at about midnight to pee, and the wind was blowing, but it didn't. It wasn't blowing any more than usual.
There were gusts.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear any of that, and I didn't think that. I just thought, I wonder why the garbage can is knocked over.
You immediately go to conspiracy, not
I
wind.
went to
No, I didn't go to conspiracy. I went to somebody backed into my can and knocked it over. That's what I thought.
I went to raccoons. That was my first thought.
I also thought of raccoon. Could have been raccoons.
It was really windy.
I thought raccoons, maybe.
Okay, so it was windy. Thanks, Gina. Thank. You could have
Why
just
is
told
that
us.
irritating? I'm just amused
Because you're
that you
acting
guys
like
thought,
we're asses
you guys are
because
both
we
like,
didn't know it was windy.
We're over too.
Like I said, it didn't seem any more windy than usual, and my cans have survived many a windstorm. As you know, I live on Mount Doom.
I know.
And we have our occasional wind.
You idiot! It was windy.
And this is the first time that this has happened.
I would think
my cans usually survive the
Whatever.
wind.
My cans have not ever that I recall have ever been blown over by the wind. And it didn't look that way. It didn't look that way. One of them had been moved and one of them had been knocked over, and I thought somebody backed into them. And I had to get out of the car and put them up.
But the lid was just open on one and it was still standing. That's why to me it was odd.
And that is odd.
That the wind would just lift the lid.
Oh, you're stupid.
Mine also knocked over last night.
Did you think it was raccoons or someone running into them, or did you think it was the wind?
Well, but the wind in Bluffdale
Be careful how you answer, because you're a moron
You're
if
being
you don't
judged.
answer the way Gina thinks you should. You're a moron.
Now, here's where I think that you're all wrong. I think someone knows where each of us lives.
That's what it is.
And knew that we would notice getting up early, something askew, would want to blame it on the wind.
Yeah. You're probably right. Stupid. You're stupid,
that's
Gina.
That's the most plausible.
He's probably figured it out.
Were your garbage cans down, Gina?
I didn't put my garbage out last night. It's not garbage night.
Aha!
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 How is that aha?
How is it aha that we didn't know it was windy last
Let me
night?
tweet all-knowing suit. This sounds like a prank he did.
Did he prank us?
X96, Radio from Hell.
All right, 9:35. Time to award Boner of the Day.
You know, I had brought to you in part by a bowl of green chicken chili, and I put a little crema on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I threw some tortilla chips in it.
For a crunch.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Mm-hmm. And get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Tower Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
That crema is great stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Table cream.
Table cream?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
So, Boner candidate number 1. Sorry, rules is rules. Now, Bush, these cops shackling they had a woman in a holding cell. She was pregnant. She went into labor. They shackled her, took her to the hospital, and then, handcuffed her to the bed. They said, these are the rules. The hospital's going, no. You can't do this. This is dangerous. They said, rules are rules. They finally agreed to unshackle her, at least mostly. Kept one of her arms.
I'm sorry, this is
handcuffed
just disgusting.
To the bed. Yeah.
Infuriating.
And she gave birth while handcuffed to the bed. Then that went up against number 2, which was, we had the dog and we had the kids, and wasn't room for everybody, so we flipped a coin. And I'm sorry, kids, you lose. You have to ride in the trunk all 900 miles. The German Shepherd dog's got the back seat. I'm sorry, this is just wrong. This infuriated me too. They're both really good candidates, and the voting reflected that.
I think one of them's worse.
By only, you and 2 other people, because it won by 2 points. Boner candidate number 1. Sorry, rules is rules. Now push.
Because, okay, what are you worried is going to happen? That she's going to escape? Okay, then couldn't you say, I'm going to stand by the door and make sure she doesn't run away?
That's okay,
Well,
I agree.
It's Boner Candidate of the Day. Well, it's the Boner of the Day, that is, for December 7th, 2018, and is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Dave the Flower Guy will decide that. I don't want you unduly influencing him when he comes in to tell us who Boner of the Week is.
She already has. He's listening right now.
Oh, that's right.
Sitting out there with his...
He's a big boy. He can choose for himself.
With his big... Yeah, he's already going to pick that one because he likes you so much. Yes, you've already done it.
Mm-hmm.
You've already ruined the week's
And would
vote.
that be a terrible thing? Am I defending some iffy Boner candidate?
I don't know, Gina. You weren't here 2 days this week. You don't know. You
Plus,
just don't know.
This is science, in the way this is, the math. There's no way that this can be manipulated.
Yeah, exactly.
No one can cheat.
That's right. You've got yourself up into a high dudgeon on this one. So
I think that's despicable.
Yes, it is.
Because here's how it went with the kids.
Okay, we get it, Gina.
Okay, never mind.
What kids?
What kids? The kids in the trunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids probably thought it'd be fun to ride in the trunk.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
How many miles?
Oh boy, 900 miles.
They don't know what 900 miles is.
Yeah, the kids
Hey
are stupid.
kids, you want to ride in the trunk? It'll be fun.
Yeah, there's lots.
Here's your iPad.
Just imagine me saying this right now. Imagine me saying those words and Gina listening to me saying
I
those
remember
words.
asking my mom if I could ride in the trunk of the car. I thought it'd be fun.
Imagine me arguing this right now.
Surprise, surprise, I'm going to get Gina's back. When I was a kid and we would go to the drive-in theater, we fought over who could ride in the trunk.
It was fun.
Now, we did it from around the corner by Salt Lake Community College, and then we went into the drive-in and then got out of the trunk. But it was a fight because it was a place you weren't ordinarily allowed to ride in, and you got to roll around a bit when they took
it was fun.
I'm not saying that's wrong.
I'm saying comparing that to a handcuffed woman giving birth shouldn't have been as close as it was. That's all I'm
not saying that's wrong either, but imagine me arguing this point right now.
Listen, all I'm getting from all of you is this has been a massive case of voter fraud.
No kidding.
And this election, this is important because, your vote is your voice,
There are a box of Boner votes that have been on Richie's desk for a week.
That's right.
And he promised he was going to count them, and he hasn't.
How do we know he's not being paid by the GOP to make sure that whenever someone Republican is nominated for the Boehner, that they don't win the Boehner?
This is vote harvesting.
How do we know?
That's what this is.
I suspect him. Of course, I always suspect him.
Oh, I've just gotten word my chief of staff is resigning. This is not good.
Not good. I keep getting messages asking me about the Avengers trailer.
And now, we should mention,
Yeah.
so Carrie, Dylan recorded a video of Carrie seeing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that posted yet, Dylan?
Is it on Facebook? Radio from Hell Facebook.
You can see
And Twitter.
Carrie's very first reactions to the Avengers
And I didn't
trailer.
cry, which was great.
Although it
Did
looked
you
like,
feel like crying?
I
it
wanted
looked like
to.
it was kind of depressing.
It's a little grim because everybody died.
although they had a light-hearted part at the end.
Yes. Ant-Man shows up at the Avengers mansion and is trying to get in.
Hello.
So that he could die.
Well, see, here's the thing. At the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, all of his friends disappear, and he gets stuck while he's on a mission in the microverse.
Also, maybe he's tiny knocking on the door?
He's in the microverse, and that's when Thanos snapped his fingers, is when he's in there, and he needed his friends to help him get out, but they all went to dust, see?
So is he going to be teeny tiny?
Well, no. The question is
Oh.
how did he get out of the microverse and outside of Avengers Mansion, full size, going, hey, you guys remember me? Ant-Man?
We can't hear him because his little tiny knob.
It's just so funny to see Cap and Black Widow looking at their monitor, and there's Paul Rudd down there going, you guys remember me? Ant-Man? You know, I helped you out in Germany?
No.
So it ends on a happy
does.
note.
But yeah, go see the reaction video. It's just me looking in the camera. I don't know how interesting that is, but there you go. We'll have Boehner of the Week coming up after these.
I think we all know who won.
We'll see. SaltLakeFilmSociety.org.
They are presenting the Sing with Maria coming up. Let's see. This is on the, enjoy the sound of music on the big screen. Participate in the costume contest and feel free to join the singing. It's celebrated Saturday the 15th at 2 p.m., 6:30 and 6:30 p.m. at the Tower. And also on the 15th, it's Wassail and Waffles. That's also that's on the 15th at 10 a.m. You make your own waffle, you meet Santa, and you get some wassail. That's great. And that they're showing Elf and the Polar Express. So you can find out all about that by going to slfs.org. This is the Salt Lake Film Society. And, of course, last night, they do all kinds of special programming. Last night they held that screening of Latter-day Glory. They have all kinds of films going on. There's a great Japanese anime at the Tower right now, Mirai. I went to see that with my daughter. Just check out their website. All the films that are there, really interesting stuff, slfs.org.
Radio from Hale.
X96.
All right, 9:49. Let's award a Boner of the Week.
And it's brought to you in part.
It's
brought to you totally by a bowl of green chicken chili. So we had, hi Dave.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
You got these wreaths for sale. I see.
Yeah.
These are festive.
They're nice, decorated, lit wreaths all ready to go.
They got lights on them and ornaments on them. How much you?
The bigger one's $25. The little one's $20.
25 and 20.
25 and 20.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you're wandering around town, and people will buy them off you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just plug them in. Simple. All right. So here we go, Dave. You ready? You're set.
Yeah.
All right. You haven't been influenced in any way.
No.
No one has attempted to buy your vote.
No.
No one's offered you any money.
No.
All right.
I wish.
Please buy his vote.
All right. So here we go. From Monday, Boner candidate number 1, New Mexico, Old Mexico. You still need a passport. This is a District of Columbia clerk and also a supervisor who refused to accept a New Mexico man's state driver's license when he was looking for a marriage license because she and her supervisor both kept insisting that New Mexico was not a state; it was a foreign country. I'm sorry that you'll need a passport. New Mexico is a country. No, it's a state of the union. Finally, they straightened it out and did give the man a marriage license. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. Well, that is something of a sticky situation. This is a landscaper who was charged with voyeurism after police said he got into a situation with a coworker. He was arrested because, he took a break from the landscaping job. He was doing it at home, and he went inside. He said, I'm going to take a break, and he went inside, and she went to find him after a few minutes, his coworker, and he was in there naked, looking at some questionable material, and she said, well, I think I'll join you, and they ended up pouring syrup and stuff on each other and having fun, and then, as it turned out, she noticed he was recording the whole session with his cell phone, I believe. And she said, hey, no. I'm happy to engage in this with you, but I don't want this recorded. And he refused to give her the recording, and she called the police, and he was finally arrested for that. Something of a sticky situation. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. Ms. Easton's teaching methods are kind of weird. This is a New Mexico teacher. She at Halloween, she was dressed up as a voodoo priestess, Marie Laveau, and then she called one of her Native American students a bloody Indian. She cut the braid off of another student. She was just her teaching methods were weird. Oh, she was teaching a lesson about Marie Laveau.
Oh.
And when a student would get a right answer on the quiz, she would give a piece of candy, and then if you got a wrong answer, she'd give you a piece of dog food. Number 4 from yesterday. Oh, this was, I was tired and I heard him offer me a place to sit down. This was a woman who, she was naked. She was in a fight with her roommate. She beat him, and then she finally sat on his face and demanded gratification. Police were called, and she was arrested. And then the winner from today, sorry, rules is rules, now push. I think we've gone over what this candidate is enough. You know what it is.
Yeah.
So, Dave, of all of those candidates, who was the worst? Who was winner of Boner of the Week?
Number 5.
Oh, see, I knew it.
See?
What? I didn't. Dave and I have not discussed this at all.
But I think of all of those,
Coded message broadcast.
Not discussed it.
But I think I would have to agree of all of those. It probably is the worst. It is the proper selection for Boner of the Week.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, there's your Boner of the Week.
Even though it was a massaged voting.
Yeah.
No.
Don't. That's selling Dave short.
Collusion.
No.
You're gonna get an angry tweet storm out of me early tomorrow morning. Early tomorrow morning.
So I've been sick, as we've talked about.
I've heard that.
And I usually do the Diet Coke.
Yeah.
but because I've had a sick tummy, I got the regular Coke because sometimes, like a regular Coke feels good on a sick tummy.
Aren't you supposed to have ginger ale and crackers?
This was all I had handy. And I haven't had the regular Coke
You couldn't send somebody out?
in a long time.
Yeah, what, did you find it different?
It's like, shut up, Richie. He says I'm going to put my 6 pounds back on by drinking the regular Coke. But it leaves this coating in your mouth, like this, like a sugar film.
Well, it's got sugar in it. It's got sugar in it.
I know, but I miss my Diet Coke is what I'm saying. I'm not having any more of the regular.
I haven't drank a soda in so long that I honestly can't remember. But I've stopped buying just the regular Coke. If I do have a Coke, I'll have the Coke with real sugar.
Because you use it as a mixer.
I usually use Diet Pepsi as a mixer.
Pepsi?
Yeah, because it's sweeter than Diet Coke. It's just a little bit sweeter, and it mixes well with whiskey.
But I have like the tiny can. This isn't even a regular can of regular Coke, and I've had this all morning. I barely drank a third of it. It's too.
Oh,
much.
really? Shouldn't you be drinking like Pedialyte or?
Yeah, Coke is not what you.
Well, it was what was handy.
Don't you have people?
Yeah.
My people are busy.
Yeah. Oh, mom's sick. Big deal.
Well, I can't send Jonesy to the store.
You have a son who is capable of driving.
He doesn't live with me.
He has a phone.
I'm going to call him and say, do my podcast for me and bring me Pedialyte.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you people. I just don't know. I have no idea what's wrong with you people. I would not think twice about if or my husband, honey, would you mind just running the store?
He had to do everything. He had to cook all the kids' meals, do all the dishes. He had to do everything. I'm not going to say, oh, and by the way, on top of all that, will you go?
Did he ask? Did he ask, is there anything else I can do for you?
Yeah. But
okay, then you say.
He does enough. He does enough. But I can't. What I'm saying is, I've discovered I can't do the regular Coke. This will be my last one for I don't know how
forever and ever. Would somebody go get?
No, it's too late.
It's too late. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
You ready?
Yeah.
This weekend is going to be cold.
Yeah, indeed. It's time to think of those that are in need. So why don't you go through your closet, start finding those hats and coats and gloves and boots that you don't wear anymore.
And bring them to any of the Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers. We're going to be in American Fork on Wednesday morning, so if you live in Utah County, please plan to come see us.
For a complete list of the needed items, go to x96.com.
Enjoy your weekend and listen to Radio from Hell on Monday morning on X96.
All right. Good enough?
Mm-hmm. What do you got going this weekend? Anything? I don't know what
It's
I'm
girls'
doing.
weekend.
Oh,
it's shopping weekend.
That's right.
So be on the lookout for a bunch of women.
I sure will. I will.
Shopping.
It's going to be really fun. I'm going to see if I can find you.
Over at the...
No, we're up to Farmington Station now.
Oh,
We've
okay.
moved it.
All right. You know, they have bars up there.
I know.
On the windows?
My sisters and I have already staked it out.
Oh, good.
I'm going to have lunch with our friend Zach Barlow today.
Oh, say hi.
I haven't seen Zach
Did
for a
he
long
have a
time.
new baby?
He did.
Tell him congratulations.
I saw that, and I thought that I saw it, and I said, "Congratulations! Like we ought to get together."
I haven't heard from him in ages.
I'm going to go have lunch with him today.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Oh, you know who I am.
It's my last real Coke.
I think Corey O'Brien is next.
A 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now.